Hello, friends, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Fort Worth Roots. Everybody is going to be so mad at me.
I know.
Well, there's
one
just,
is cool.
There's just so many good bands and musical artists in Fort Worth that, like, it's just they didn't. I don't know. They missed on a lot.
That's why we need the Lord. Jeffrey Lord did the Lordies and passed out his own awards for a lot of different categories that the Fort Worth Weekly missed. FortWorthRoots.com on all social media. We are Fort Worth Roots, and you can find us on YouTube. There are videos associated with these episodes. Just pull up your YouTube app and look for Fort Worth Roots. Big shout out to our listener supporters, Angela Houk and Stephanie Daniels. They are Patreon patrons. They make a monthly contribution to the show, and you can also contribute to the Fort Worth Roots podcast for as little as $4 a month. If you go to patreon.com and take a look at our different list of perks that we give out for each individual tier, but you can support us for as little as $4 a month. Again, that's patreon.com, and thank you to our listener supporters. We have a lot of announcements and more information on our sponsors at the end of the show. This episode is sponsored by Roofing Solutions by Darren Houk. You can find them online at roofingsolutionshouk.com or 817-882-6520, and if you give them a call, tell them you heard about them on the Fort Worth Roots podcast, they're going to give you 50% off on a roofing tune-up. Next big day on our schedule that's coming up is Saturday, December 10th at 6 p.m., River Oaks Christmas Parade. The route ends at City Hall for the Christmas tree lighting. And then our guest today, our guest from today's episode, they will be playing at Lola's on December 10th, that Saturday. Make sure you check them out, especially if you haven't seen them yet. Lola's is a great venue to enjoy some live music. Ladies and gentlemen, time is drawing near. The ballots are about to close for the Fort Worth Weekly Music Awards ballot for 2022. If you'll go to fwweekly.com, you can find the Music Awards ballots and cast your vote. They've got categories for keyboardist, guitarist, drummer, bassist, tribute artist, rock artist, and these are all local musicians. So check that out, cast your vote, and don't forget, because the ballots are closing soon. Again, that's fwweekly.com. We will add it to the show notes, and you can also go to our Fort Worth Roots Facebook page, and we'll have a link there that you can click on. If I remember, I'll even put it up on Instagram. In this episode, our guest plays for us live here in the studio, I think 4 different times. And one of our guests actually brought us a cable. We've upgraded our equipment now, thanks to him. Our artists can plug directly into the Rodecaster now, and they don't need an XLR port to do it. So big shout out to our friends. Thank you very much for bringing that highly needed piece of equipment. We had a lot of fun with this episode. About halfway through, one of our listener supporters, Stephanie Daniels, shows up and helps us close out the show. All right, that's enough talking out of me. Please give it up for 2 of our friends with the Jaybirds, Jenna and Jammin' JP. And let's start the show.
What?
He said Jenna and JP.
Oh. I thought you said
Jammin'
JP. I was
Jammin' JP here. God, you made me so nervous. I started sweating a little bit. I'm like, did I forget your names?
No.
Shit. Well, that's what you get
It's
for
actually the Jaybirds.
not showing up with
I've been
delicious
wanting to correct you the whole time.
Jaybirds?
Yeah.
I keep calling it the Jaybirds.
Did we forget your donuts?
What's wrong with me? Yeah, I was about to say, like,
that
was the first thing I noticed. There were no donuts.
Sorry.
It's a little late for donuts. No.
It's never late for
too late.
those.
So you were telling me that the rest of your bandmates listened to the episode and they were upset because you didn't talk about Jaybirds enough.
Well, we didn't talk about them enough, apparently. Well,
okay.
Actually,
we didn't even talk about any of us or the band.
So it's for their credit. Yeah, we didn't even mention them. So we have it on our notes. We actually made notes this time.
Oh, sweet.
So we have things we want to
I'm not even sure if that's ever happened, had a guest.
Really?
Well, no, wait a minute. Okay, Sam Escoval came in here. He's a podcaster, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
And he showed up with notes.
Yeah.
He's like, you got to stay on track.
Yes.
We just didn't want to not mention our other 3 brethren this time. So.
Well, tell me the name of the guy that just absolutely murdered on stage whenever somebody in the audience persisted that y'all play Freebird.
Oh.
And he got to that guitar solo, and I was amazed. That was incredible.
That is Braden Ward, and out of all the members in the band, I felt like he was the one that should have been mentioned in the best of 2022.
Best of 2022.
And he was
the subject of the entire artistic community here in Fort Worth.
Yeah. Braden is so talented. He is an incredible guitar.
It's
guitar
Braden?
player. Braden, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was amazing. I went up and I shook his hand afterwards. I was like, that was incredible.
You, sir.
Look at you. My God.
You know,
where did you learn to do that?
We played a show at House of Blues a few months ago, and on a super whim, he didn't even know until you mentioned it, until JP mentioned it, and he was like, we're going to do Freebird. And Braden's like, I have no picks. So he did that whole solo part with no picks.
Yeah.
And his hands were dying when he was done.
At
House of Blues.
Yeah.
Okay.
In
the foundation
room. Yeah.
Did he lose fingers?
He didn't lose them, thankfully.
He was just like, afterward.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And I mean, he shredded the way I heard him out at the lake house.
Yeah.
Yes, it was
Without
just as
a
good.
pick.
I was like, why do you even need one?
Yeah. He's insane. He's
I don't
insane.
understand.
Like when we're writing music too, like I mean, like all the stuff he does, like we'll kind of co-write. I'll write the structure of the song, and I'll be like, this is kind of what I think for the lead part, and sometimes I'll just toss some crazy things at him, and he just like, give me 5 minutes, and then he figures it out and like just like Van Halen's it, and it's like, oh, this is awesome. We can do so much.
That's pretty wild.
He's so good, man. So good. Yeah.
Yeah. So break down this year's best of for the Fort Worth Weekly. What are your thoughts on that?
We saw it actually shared. Which band was it that shared it? And they were like, we got nominated, and then we just happened to see our name next to theirs.
I saw like 2-3 bands. I saw Uncle Toasty shared something. Celestial,
Royal Sons.
Royal Sons, yeah.
Which a guy that I went to high school is the lead singer of Royal Sons.
Oh yeah, what's his name?
Blake Parrish.
Parrish.
Super nice guy.
Never heard of him.
But yeah,
great voice too.
So we saw us on there. I think, did you see it first? And then you sent it to us, and we were like, what?
Yeah, I saw, Instagram story, and they posted the list of whatever the bands, and I was like, wait, that's our name. Why are we on here?
Like 4 times.
Yeah, and I looked, and then we're on there, like not even 4 times. I think
6 times.
6 times.
Jesus.
Yeah, because it's nomination for rock band, album, song, vocalist, drummer, bassist.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to the Funky Town podcast with Jeff Verlord, I think he mentioned you guys also being nominated as DJ, maybe.
I don't know.
He was joking, and it might have been one of the other bands, but he was making a joke, like
he says
going through the
Jaybirds, Jaybirds. Yeah.
We were just as surprised as the community, and we've had a lot of people come up, and they're like, you guys are the talk of the town because we don't understand.
Yeah.
And we're like, we don't either. Like, we don't know what's behind all of it. They said it was purely readers doing it.
And that might be a genuine reflection of your connection with the community, and then also a reflection of other people going to see other bands and not really feeling the need to well, that's interesting.
Hey, Stephanie's coming.
So I had hooked up my phone to the TV because I was trying to find a better way to put the Jaybirds logo on the television. So my cell phone is connected directly to the television. I got a text from Stephanie saying she'll be here. What did y'all catch that?
7:30 to 8.
Cool. All right. See you soon, Steph. Anyway, but it also might be a reflection of other people, fans of other bands that didn't weigh in. They didn't decide that they needed to vote for their favorite band or bassist, vocalist, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then you've got people that are like, Jaybirds, new band, incredible, and you guys have been gigging and showing out, and you're really making. We have been.
I mean, that's
making waves.
We've been, making waves, but we've been playing hard. We ever since COVID, opened up, or whatever, the world opened up after COVID. Like we really kind of hit it hard, and we're playing a lot of shows, and
we typically will see
anywhere and everywhere with whoever we could.
Yeah, and we'll see 1 or 2 people a show that are like, who are you guys? Where'd you come from? Why have I not heard of you? Even people like GMs of places that we've played are just like, why have I not heard of you?
Yeah.
Why am I forgetting his name? The guy from Mass That was one of the first
Ryan.
things he said was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Why have I not heard of you? And I was like, we're new.
Yeah.
He was like, you sound that good, and you've only been out for, I think at that point, it was like 2 or 3 months that we
Yeah.
had been playing shows together, the 5 of us.
And this was like 2020 or?
2021.
Oh, wow.
It was, it was, because Connor, our drummer, who is 18, he was 17 at the time.
Yeah.
He, our old drummer was gone, and so we got him, and he learned all of our songs in like
A month.
a month.
Yeah.
And then we played a show with him, and then by the time we played Mass, we were only like 3 months in.
Yeah.
And he was just like, that's incredible. That
It really is, yeah.
He was like, you guys sound like you've been playing together forever. And we're like, as a matter of fact, we have, just not in this band.
Yeah.
Because we met through church.
Yeah.
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 And we were actually the ones that I gave Connor his first drum set because he just wanted to play around and learn. And then he comes out and he's ridiculous. It's like,
He's insane. And he's only gotten better too. It's like we've been recording the new songs for the new record we've been working on, and we decided to do all the recording ourselves with this, we built this kind of home studio at home, and he's just like nailing the drum parts, like so good. He's just so stinking good. So
Well, I would share in everybody's dismay that you guys have been playing for such a short period of time, because y'all are incredible. So
thank you.
thanks, man.
going to the lake house, I not probably my favorite place to eat food, but it's a great
Cool venue.
It's a great stage. It's right there on the water. It's wonderful. And
that weather that night was perfect.
it was absolutely perfect. It was
Like
nice and cool.
65.
Not a lot of wind. Bugs weren't out yet for whatever reason. I mean, you're sitting on the lake. You
I had
should
a couple.
Should
I
be
had a
getting
couple
eaten alive.
flying around the iPad. Like this one bug kept trying to read my words instead of me.
Put on a uniform. Join the band.
Yeah.
Or get out of my face.
Yeah.
And then there's Josh, our bass guitarist, who was nominated. And, bass guitarists are always kind of like the underdog. Nobody ever talks about them. And so it's really cool to see him nominated. And
He works really hard, and he's got such a unique. He plays. So, a little interesting fact about him. I don't know if you know. He plays right-handed bass, or I guess goofy-handed bass. I guess left-handed or whatever.
Goofy.
And
Goofy sounds
But
good.
he's originally a guitarist.
Yeah.
And he's a really good guitarist too. But we needed a bass player for our band, and we're like, "Hey, you want to play bass?" He's like, "Yeah." And so he's a big Beatles fan. So he taught himself bass opposite-handed to play like Paul McCartney. And so he plays the violin bass, and he plays on the wrong side. And he's got this very unique sound to his. It's very different.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah. Like,
I'm going to play like my idol,
yeah.
so I'm going to use the wrong hand.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm going to make it harder for myself to learn this instrument.
Yeah. And
Jesus.
he's so good at it, though.
I know.
It's wild.
He's crazy. So
Well, that's
yeah,
really
we got
good.
we're super blessed to have very talented friends in our band, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Josh he's a pretty incredible lead player too. And he would show up to church on Sundays. And I remember the first time I met him like years ago, and we played, and he was like, yeah, I never look at these songs. I just show up Sunday morning and just figure it out during practice. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Well, I found it like
Makes
a couple
sense.
years into knowing him that he doesn't really read music.
Yeah.
So
He
just kind
By
of
ear.
knows by ear where to play and stuff. So
Which way do you think is probably more difficult for a new musician, somebody who's trying to learn an instrument? If they have never read music, they've never played an instrument, do you think it'd be more difficult for somebody to take the time to learn to read music versus just picking up an instrument and trying to wing it?
Well, I think it's good to learn the basics. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, you don't need to go in and learn how to read sheet music before you pick up a guitar, pick up a bass. Like, you can learn in chord charts or tabs, which is, tabs is almost like sheet music with numbers in a way. But I mean, it's good to learn your basics, but just the more you play, the more you kind of learn along the way anyway. You know, there's always just kind of figure out what you like. Like, I liked Green Day. And I like Nirvana, and luckily those guys only used like 4 chords. So that's how I started playing back in high school. You know?
Well, and like you're not going to do a 8-minute solo to Freebird reading the music, right? Like you've got to have that down pat before you get on stage.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So because I don't know that I've ever gone to a show and seen the bassist or the guitarist or anybody reading sheet music.
Mm-mm.
So that's a skill that you need to learn a song. But then once you hit the stage, you've already got it down. You're not reading music.
Yeah. Oh, and most people who play in bands, they're not classically trained. It's really kind of two styles, you know. Like you've got your band nerds, kind of people who go off and do orchestra and stuff. And I say nerds.
Why did you just look at your wife when you said nerds? Why did you do that, JP?
I didn't. You were in a band. Like, she was a choir. She was a choir nerd.
I did choir.
Yeah.
We weren't nerds though.
Now, I remember from the last episode, the only argument you guys ever have is who's going to drive the car. So
we actually had that on the way over here.
Did you really?
He was like, "Let's take the truck." He says that because I never drive the truck. He drives.
Yeah,
that's not true. You've driven the truck before. Here we go.
No, I wasn't paying attention whenever y'all walked in the door. What kind of truck do you got out there?
It's just a Ford Ranger.
Okay. You like it?
Yeah, I like it. It's a good truck. The kids always complain about it because she's got the Super Outback, and so
which has an incredible
room in the back seat.
Lots of room for storage too.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised what it could fit in there.
And the Ford Ranger has decent room in the back seat, but there's not as much as the Subaru Outback. So.
Yeah.
Well, my children are very tall.
Yeah.
Despite I'm 5'3".
Everybody's
they
tall.
are tall. They're like Weston's like 5'7". That's tall to me.
They're all like 5'7".
Michael's taller than that.
Wyatt.
But anyway, they got long legs and they don't like the back seat. And JP's kind of one of those he leans back.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that because I will fall into that TV. But
no broken wrist today.
Yes, please.
No. None of that. Keep these babies intact.
Please.
God, I had something, and then I got distracted by broken wrists. It's okay. So what's next? Where are we gigging next?
We are playing our next one. We're taking kind of 2 months off because she's studying for an exam for her work, and we've had some family things. And so our next gig is December 10th, right? You wrote it down on the thing. Am I mentioning
yes,
it right?
December 10th at Lola's.
Lola's, right.
Nice.
With pretty good lineup.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Super excited.
It's our first time to play with Brave Little Hal. We played with Good Latimer before, and I've never heard of Court Huang.
Court Huang, yeah.
Court Huang.
He's a really cool solo artist guy. They're all it's an awesome lineup. It's super good.
Tell me a little bit about that last one because I don't know that last one either.
Court Huang?
Yeah.
I found out about him. We almost got on a bill with him at Mass a while ago, and then I heard an episode of the Funky Panther where he was on.
Okay.
And checked out his music after that, and he's just a solo artist guy, and he's super good, very good indie rock stuff, very emotional.
Is he on the keys and singing? And
I don't know what he does. I think it's guitar.
Okay, that's all right. We'll figure it out.
He's super good. He's really, really good.
But
I guess he was according to the podcast I listened to with the Funky Panther, he was apparently a huge star somewhere over in Asia.
Okay.
He went over there and lived there for a while and was a huge star, and then decided to come back to Fort Worth, from what I understood. I might be getting it wrong, but super cool dude.
Would you do that?
Quoting.
If you were a big star in Fort Worth and then you decided to move to China?
No, he was a big star over in Asia.
No, I'm saying for you.
Oh, no.
I'm flipping the script.
Oh, no, I probably would not.
Why would you do that? I don't know.
Get tired of the fame and no privacy?
I don't know.
I can't take it anymore. I'm going somewhere where nobody knows me.
I kind of feel that way because I'm a manager at my job.
Yeah.
Everybody needs you all the time. You don't get privacy to do anything by yourself. It's like kids that want to come in the bathroom with you. It's I get it. If it was paparazzi, I'd be oh my gosh.
Did we talk about your day job last time?
I don't think we did.
What do you do?
So I work at American Airlines Credit Union.
Okay.
And I've been there for 17 years. I started right out of high school.
What section of that bank are you managing?
I manage the investment services group.
Oh, okay.
So financial planning,
yeah,
college planning, insurance planning, things like that. And so I'm studying for my Series 7 license, which is
stockbroker stuff, right?
incredibly hard. Yeah.
Sort of. It's basically the bar exam for financial advisors.
Yeah.
Are you the next Wolf of Wall Street?
Maybe. Bring back smoking in the
I'd
office.
be down for it. I could be staying
I
out.
want to go to
though.
those parties.
I know. I love that movie.
So over the top.
That one part though, where he like takes those pills or whatever, and then they're not working, so he takes more.
Then goes for a drive.
Yeah, but the drive looks totally fine.
Right,
but then
yeah.
they show you what actually happened. And he's like crawling out of the car.
Yeah.
I love
I
that
never saw
movie.
this movie, but I guess I need to.
Oh yeah, you got to see it.
So
Definitely not the kind of role model you want anybody to be impressed with, but
Yeah, and that is not how it is at the office.
Okay, good.
JP
To
would be
be
like,
clear.
"You're changing
What?
jobs."
This is what you do all that. I just
I
saw
have
one
no
scene
idea.
on social media where like he kills somebody's goldfish in an office. Is that a
I
scene?
don't remember that.
I don't remember that.
Oh,
Maybe a different movie.
maybe not.
Mine is just the car.
It was
trip.
Leonardo DiCaprio. I know
Yes.
that.
Yeah, I think he prepped for that scene in particular from What's Eating Gilbert Grape
Oh god.
because that's how he was.
Have you
So
seen that,
good.
JP?
Not seen that one either.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's a
This
good
is
one.
always what happens when movies come up in
Yeah,
conversation. I'm
that's
like,
okay.
I've not seen that one.
I'm like that with music knowledge.
Really?
Really, yeah. People start talking about the greats and the legends and all the stuff that I should probably, I guess, know, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Right? Yeah. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got a lot of homework to do. I need to go back, listen to my all my own episodes, and then whenever a name comes up I don't know, I need to Google it, figure out who they're talking about, and I don't know.
Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
be smart.
have seen movies. It always works out in conversation. People are talking about movies. I'm like, I haven't seen those ones. But
Have
Poor,
you seen
poor
Fifth
boy.
Element?
no,
Oh my God, JP!
I think you talked about it on a podcast I listened
did
to too.
recently, yeah,
Yeah,
They were asking me.
Multipass.
Yeah.
that's the one with the Bruce
Bruce
Willis,
Willis
right? So I
and-
think I've seen clips of it. I might have caught like a bit of it
Sure.
on TNT back in the day.
Yeah.
But-
The Funky Panther boys, they were making me do the Funky Five, I think is the name of their little game.
Uh-huh.
And that's one of the questions. What's the movie that, excuse me, if you're cooking or doing chores and the TV's on in the background and this movie comes on, which one are you always going to stop and like play or
Watch.
keep on?
Yeah.
And I said Fifth Element for sure, hands
Really?
down.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. What would be yours? I'm curious to know.
It's got to prep for these things.
This isn't like copyrighted, right? We're not going to get in trouble for answering their questions on your podcast.
I don't know. I'll check with them. I've got some serious dirt on those guys, so
Yeah.
we're good.
Mm,
Watch
Goodness.
it. Watch it, Tim.
I don't know.
Mm,
I watch a lot of shows, movies.
I know. We try. I mean, I feel like I used to be able to keep up with shows before we got married.
How about Shawshank Redemption?
That's a good one.
That's
Yeah.
the one that keeps coming up on the Funky Panther. And whenever they brought it up recently, I was like, you know what? That is because there's so many like micro, each moment, each scene is like its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's so many good one-off scenes in that movie. So if you were just like flipping through, it wouldn't matter what point you caught that movie at. That would be a good spot to start. So
Mm.
Yeah.
that's a good one. Does that jog any memories?
No.
No.
No?
I don't watch. Like, I don't know. Like I love rom-coms,
Okay.
of course, and I also love because my birthday is actually this Tuesday, October 25th, and so
Happy
my
birthday.
thank you. So my growing up, I loved Friday the 13th and like all the scary movies and
How do you feel about Halloween and they're just beating the hell out of that story?
Well, isn't
I
it
wish
over?
they wouldn't.
This last one was supposed to be the last one, right?
Well, the last one before this last one was supposed to be the last one.
Well, what's her name? I mean,
I don't think they're going to end till that woman's dead.
probably.
I think that because they did hit that in the not this last one, but the one before that. They're like, Jamie's got to die.
yeah.
I don't remember her name in the movie. Jamie Lee Curtis has to die
Yeah.
in order for Michael to die. That was said.
Yes.
But
She didn't
I
die.
haven't. She didn't
So-
in the new one. I haven't seen it. But
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's pretty obvious at this point that Michael cannot be killed because
It'd be so funny.
they murdered the shit out of him, and then he just came back to life. So
Yeah.
It'd be so funny if like the one thing that killed him was like Activia.
Probiotics.
Yeah.
She used to do those commercials, Activia.
She
No?
did?
Yeah, you don't remember those commercials she used to do?
This
It
is
was
the yogurt, right?
Yogurt that
Yeah.
helps you poop. She used to do those commercials.
In
I just
what-
think it'd be
in
funny if
what
that was
way?
the one thing that killed him.
Like, just could throw it on him,
I
or
don't know.
what? He has to eat it? I mean, what are the
I don't know.
rules?
Yeah, force eat it, and
Craps himself to death.
that's just like he just dissolves.
And back to the poo.
See, here we go.
I'm here for it.
It's
Chad
the
Funky.
toilet on the wall. I think
Okay,
that's-
so I have
that's all
a toilet seat on the wall here at the new studio. If you're watching the YouTube video of this episode, you won't be able to see it unless I grab the camera. I guess I can do that. Let me grab the camera. JP, you can describe it.
It's a toilet seat on a wall with a bungee cord.
Yeah. Compliments of my buddies at ASF Car as well.
Is that your nickname, Rabbit?
Yeah, it used to
Why?
be. Nobody's called me Rabbit in a long time.
It's
But-
more like Rabbi T.
Yeah, that tea got out of control, right? The tea was an afterthought. So I'm opening this thing up, and you can see little, very heartfelt messages from my buddies at the ASF. That's when I was a government
Keep it trimmed.
oh, there's lots of good stuff in there.
It's a reference to the beard.
A WG-10. I was a civil servant. I don't know if I can. We're just going to kind of hope that works out right there. There we go. Because I can't walk around it now. Yeah. So I've just been putting goofy stuff on the walls. And
Looks good in here, man.
Some of it's-
you've really moved in well, and
I've tried to be kind of intentional with the stuff that's been around here, except for that green plant up there on top of the display
filler.
case.
I
Yeah,
like
but
it,
it's a
though.
good looking filler.
Brings like a natural feel to the room.
And we won another award. I don't know if you saw that. It's You're the Best 2022 from the Failed
yeah.
Podcast. So these guys, that black sticker right there, the Failed
Oh.
Podcast, they gave me the award for You're the Best 2022.
That's so nice.
That's awesome.
That's
Yep.
nice.
I thought it was pretty
Nobody
nice.
else got You're the Best, just
no,
you?
No, and I made a social media video apologizing to everybody else that was looking to get that award this year. Sorry, better luck next
Yeah.
time, I
Well,
guess.
You can only give it to the best.
Yeah,
So,
that's, in the name.
yeah.
So, yeah, I'm trying stuff, and it's like 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Like excuse me, the next room over, past the beautiful, I don't know what you want to call these, felt,
It's your red room.
Velvet,
yeah,
red velvet
like stage
curtains.
curtains, right?
It looks nice.
Yeah, I like it. And
Nice
one thing I
deep
did notice
red.
whenever we put those curtains up, it like immediately, like you could feel the noise kind of drop in the room a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, okay, curtains.
Absorbent.
It-
Curtains everywhere.
They do,
Let's do
man.
more curtains.
Well, we told you about the moving blankets that we have in
Yeah.
our practice room.
Yeah, and I might need to look into that. But so, like I said, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. This room is kind of coming together. The next room has gotten worse. Like
Over there.
I emptied out a storage unit, and it's in there now.
All in there.
So, but it was just kind of a holding spot because I have another large storage unit that's all supposed to go to. So,
Oh, wow, yeah.
anyway, very
Yeah.
interesting stuff. But
Well, hey, props to you, though, for actually using your storage unit. Because we bought
my
a storage unit at a public storage, like, what was it? Like, it was like a month after you got married or something. Because
It was like beginning of summertime, and it was so friggin' hot outside.
Yeah.
And he's like, "We'll move
Or just-
everything in
'cause
there."
our-
It's too hot.
our garage it was filled with stuff. And we're like, we're just gonna get a whole storage unit, put all this stuff in, and I had some stuff in storage from when I was a bachelor, and we I bought it. We were paying for it for like 3 months. Didn't put anything in it.
yeah,
He was like, "Hey, public storage, I would like to donate to the cause."
Yeah. So
He never put anything in
I
there.
never put anything in
Yeah.
there, and
just paying the fee.
yeah, and
So, did you ever put anything in there?
nope.
Whoa.
We didn't even go
Well,
unlock it. You didn't even put a
we
lock
didn't even
on
go
it.
there. We didn't even go there. Like, it was like we paid it for I think it was 2 months, and then I was like, I'm just gonna cancel it, and I did the move out thing in the app, and then it billed me again. I was like, I thought I did a move out thing. But you have to call.
PSA, you got to call.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then called, and she was like, okay, we'll cancel you. I was like, all right, that's it. I'm like, yeah.
Well,
Can I just do that? Yeah.
CubeSmart. So I had a little storage unit. And that's what all this crap's about. And I got a bigger one,
Mm.
but I didn't have time to get the stuff across town to the big unit, so it ended up here. But anyway, CubeSmart. I just called them and said I'm canceling. That was it.
Is it?
So
I just didn't. I should have talked to a person.
maybe Cube Smart's the way to go.
Maybe.
I don't know. Since I was younger, I've tried to avoid talking to people. So if they got an app for something, I will never call.
Yeah.
And I hate it. And so I paid a gym membership for way too long because I just didn't want to call them to
Especially
cancel
if it's
it.
people you have to pay. Like if it's people you have to pay, you just don't want to talk to them. There's too much pressure in that conversation.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've got a gym membership right now.
Oh no.
We're at one of like the boutique gyms, and I have not been in at least 2 months. And I actually got a call from the owner,
Where have
and
you
he
been?
he was like, "Hey man, you ever gonna come work out again?" And I was like, "Yes, I will be there this weekend without fail." That was 3 weeks ago. I've not gone.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I made a gym in my garage when the pandemic hit, like the day before they shut
That's
down
the
the
move.
gyms. I bought a squat rack on Amazon for like $150.
Yeah.
So I have a nice little set that I've just been building ever since then.
Yeah.
And it's been covered up by all of his stuff that came out of storage into our garage.
But I spent
he-
all day today cleaning all of it out.
He did. I was so
Organized.
proud of him.
We went to Costco. We bought those big old shelf things.
Yeah.
and It's all. It's not. I mean, it's not 100% there, but
It's a process,
90% there.
Why
after
do we
today.
have so much crap?
I don't know,
You know,
man.
I look at my stuff and I'm like, I don't need that. Why do I still have that?
I
Well,
know.
I can't throw it away.
Right. Yeah.
And nobody's going to want it.
It's going to go on the wall in my podcast room.
There you go.
That's what you need to do. Start a
Can't throw away that
podcast.
toilet seat, man. I
Start
gotta
putting
put
stuff
that
on the
wall.
walls. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I hate clutter and I hate collecting things. I hate knickknacks. I want very clean,
Yeah.
nice and tidy.
It's.
Then this one comes in.
Hey. Okay.
Rein it in. Hold on, sister.
He's not that bad.
Not that horrible. I will say it's kind of a fun thing. Like, one thing I love and appreciate about my lovely wife is that when she does get like one of her stress outlets is cleaning.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, it's awesome. And so
that's
she'll
good
just
for
like,
everybody.
like it was a Monday morning like a couple weeks ago, or whatever. And like she wakes up before me, and I got up to go, get ready for. And she had cleaned my side of the sink. Like those little things. Like, oh, this is so nice.
You can only let that hair sit there for so long.
I have
then I'm
so
just
much
like,
of it. It's just
My
Well,
eyes
it's a
start
far more
twitching.
productive anxiety mechanism too, because
I know.
like mine is taking naps. Yeah, and you don't get anything done
Yeah.
when you're taking naps. So
I
good
would
for
love
you.
naps.
that's more like mine. I like that.
Well, I told him, so my mom's been in the hospital since
Right.
beginning of August.
How's she doing?
Yeah, she's like coming around, but that woman threatened to, she left me a voicemail and she said, Jenna, I need my money so I can pay a cab and go home. And I was like, you can't just go home, because she has like this big wound
Yeah.
in her because she had a triple bypass.
Chest is wide open.
And they finally were able to close it with muscle flaps.
Okay.
And so they've just been fighting this infection that's there. And she's finally been with it enough to be like, I have been here for far too long. I need my money, and I will go ride around with DoorDash. Like, she keeps threatening the nurses. And it's of like
she's
this
with it
long-term acute facility
Yeah.
that they know absolutely you can't even leave. That would be against medical advice.
Yeah.
So your insurance is going to keep paying for this or whatever. And she's just insisting. She's like, she called me yesterday and she was like, I can't even get out of this damn bed because the bells go off. They won't even let me walk down the hallway. And I'm like, well, Mom, you can't even
Can't walk.
get out of bed, let alone.
Yeah.
So she has a long way to go.
Yeah.
But I think her mental, I got to get out of here, is going to destroy all of that. So I don't know. We have hope, but
Well,
It's
I saw some of your social media posts, and it looks like it was really rough there in the very beginning, right? So,
yeah, if you said you don't mind like gruesome things.
well, I'm just worried about
Don't
JP
show 'em-
passing out.
Yeah,
but
please don't show him.
He accidentally saw it. I have a picture of the wound on my phone.
Her chest,
It's like the size of a basketball.
Shit.
it was so gross.
I can see.
I was like, what were we looking? You were showing me pictures of something. I was scrolling, and I just scrolled one too far.
And he was like,
"What is this?" And it's like, oh, like it was just wide open. Like you could see.
Where were you sitting, standing?
I don't remember.
Thank goodness you were sitting.
Was I sitting?
The first time I watched them clean the wound, like I could see her heart beating and her lungs moving. You can hear the gurgling. Like it's a crazy experience. And he might pass out right now.
He's still with us.
But
look at him.
He's
doing it.
Yay! I got to be there when they were changing the.
I don't think I'm going to come on
Get
this
the clapping,
podcast
get
with
the
you
clapping.
anymore.
Oh, that was the wrong one. There you go, JP. Those are for you.
No, for me.
Make the laughter stop.
We're so proud of you.
Oh,
but I got to be there for one of the wound cleanings, and they were like, "Do you want to leave the room?" And I was like,
man.
"No, I want to see this."
So gross.
And I had to sit very slowly. I was like, "Wow, this is like." I actually felt like I was about to pass out.
I'm kind of getting a little tunnel vision here.
Yeah,
That's
it was crazy, but yeah. So
why did they leave it open?
So when you have your bypass, they'll close it all up. But if you get a sternum wound infection, which is one of the more serious complications.
Sternum wound?
Yes. So it's
like
bacteria that can get down to the bone.
Or the cartilage?
It'll start on the surface.
Oh my God.
And if you don't treat it, it can go further in. Hers was on the surface.
Is this like MRSA or?
Yes.
Okay.
It was MRSA, it was Pseudomonas. So it was two things. And I think she got the Pseudomonas first and then the MRSA, but she's had MRSA for years and years and years. And so I guess it lives in your nasal cavity.
Well, we all have it. It's crawling around on your skin.
Yeah. So hers, she's diabetic and has all these issues.
JP? Did you know it was already on you?
I'm learning so many things now.
You're going to be a doctor before you leave here.
Oh, ma'am.
So yeah, she got that, pneumonia, and there was another. What else was it? Oh, the antibiotic vancomycin. Apparently, not everybody's kidneys can handle it.
Oh no!
And so it shut her kidneys down.
Oh my God!
So that delayed them closing her back up, and so the wound just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And now she's finally at the closure point, and they're trying to bring her kidneys back. And so she doesn't quite understand like the extent of it. So it's a little frustrating. I mean, being in the hospital for 3 months.
Yeah.
So JP earlier, he's a little bit frustrated because he's just like, this has been going on for so long, and she's so upset right now because she's there. And I was like, hey, you could take your anger out on cleaning if you want.
Let me show you my friend, cleaning anxiety.
Oh, I did. I did the garage, but no, it's not like I'm just, she's, I don't know. I'm not gonna bad talk Cheryl on a podcast, but God love her, but she's a character, and
Yeah.
she needs to stay in the hospital and heal up before she leaves, but she won't listen to reason from anybody, and it's just you see your wife and her siblings just constantly up at the hospital every day, and it's just like, okay,
That's Cheryl. We're
yeah.
rooting for you, Cheryl.
Get better, Cheryl. Please
Stay in that bed.
Stay in the bed.
Don't set off those alarms.
Stop tattletaling on your nurses for things that aren't happening.
You gotta have some fun though.
She has there's a few nurses that she gets so excited when she sees them. She'll be totally out of it in the room with us, and they walk in and she's like, it's blah blah blah, like whoever it is, and she's just so excited. I'm like, you did not do that when I walked in. You rolled your eyes.
You again.
She's like, no, it's the child that won't take me home. I'm like, sorry.
This is your fault I'm in here. I was like, no, it's not.
I know. I gotta get a package together for those nurses though. And be like, here, thank you so much.
That's always a really sweet gesture.
Yeah.
Do something.
Yeah.
Which hospital?
She's at Harris downtown, but she's in the Texas Health Specialty floor of the Harris Tower. And so if somebody wants to go by and see her, you're more than welcome.
Harris is that whole 8th Street area, right? It's just like that whole thing.
Yeah, right next to Cook Children's. And then just south of that is a whole bunch of good like coffee and food places.
Just north of it is JPS.
Yeah.
And then, like that meme where Simba's sitting next to Mufasa. And he's like, all of this will be yours one day, son.
Oh.
And he says, Dad, what's that dark spot over there?
That's JPS.
You must never go there, son. That's JPS. It's so bad. Like, have you ever been to that QT, like, closest to JPS?
What is JPS?
Isn't that the one that's close to Mass too?
Yeah.
Wait, what is JPS?
I don't know what it
John
stands.
Peter Smith. In
Is that
a
true?
lot,
Wait,
yes.
it sounds like you just made that up.
It does sound
No.
like you made that up.
No, it's true.
John Peter Smith.
No, well, I only know because my mom's visited every hospital in Fort Worth.
Okay.
But
JPS a hospital?
Yes.
yes,
Oh,
but it's the one where
It's
almost
either
everything
state
is
or federal
funded.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everything's funded by like donations. So if you go there for any kind of care, it's usually paid for by people donating.
A large majority of it. Like if your
Wow.
insurance won't cover it, then they kind of foot the bill. It's the public hospital.
Oh, wow.
And apparently, I mean, when you hear that, you're like, ooh, I wouldn't want to go there. But apparently, whenever an officer on duty gets shot or something, they take them straight to JPS because they have the best trauma teams.
Yes.
Really?
So,
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like Harris is kind of known for being one of the better like heart
Yeah.
centers.
And cancer, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And then, but JPS is
Trauma.
yeah.
Interesting.
And
But-
if you don't have insurance, that's a place you would want to go to.
There's also a huge like mental health thing going on there at JPS.
Yeah.
And right there at that QT, I think right across from it is another JPS like mental health facility, and it gets pretty dicey in them streets. Okay,
That's the QT by Mass, the one that
Yes.
went-
I
think so,
okay,
yeah.
yeah.
closest to that.
Yeah.
So we
Rest
were
in peace, Mass.
Yes, rest in peace.
Please come
Mass.
back to us.
Pour one out, but I don't want to get my table dirty. So we were doing the Psychedelic Panther. This
Yeah.
was when was that? I can't remember what month that was. Anyway, we were there, and a buddy of mine, Lucas Peterson, was with me. I had a 10 by 10 space with the vendors, and I was interviewing musicians as they were coming off stage and just doing that whole thing with the Fort Worth roots. And so Lucas is there. He drove in from Plano. He gets there, parked his car, found me, and he's like, man, I got to use the restroom. And when a guy says, I got to use the restroom, he's not talking about number one, right?
right. Yeah.
Well, I'm like, go inside and do your business. He's like, that bathroom is so small.
Not here.
If I do what I have to do, it's going to be bad. Lucas, I'm sorry if I'm telling too much, but it's got to be.
That's not his-
we've
that's not
got to
his-
tell this story.
Not his
Lucas.
actual name. He made
Yeah,
that one
no,
up.
it's his name.
Oh,
Poopus.
Yeah, I can
Sorry,
give you his
Luke, I
address
tried
if
to
you
help
want.
you out.
Yeah. So, and he's the nicest
Poopus
guy ever. So
Peterson.
he's just trying to be considerate, right?
Poopus Peterson.
Okay, now it's gone too far. Sorry, Lucas. Anyway, let's get through this story. All right, so
basket with those nurses.
yeah, go ahead and wrap up too.
Yeah.
So he gets there and he's like, yeah, I'm not going to use that restroom. He's like, where's the nearest gas station? QT. So I send him that way. He's gone for, 20, 30 minutes. He comes back and he's like, man, I've got a story to tell you. So he walks into this QT. Everything's normal. Goes back there, starts doing his business. And all of a sudden, he hears kind of a commotion. And then he hears one guy go, hey, man, don't do it. You can't have a gun in here. And he's just like, and he's rolling through the scenario trying to figure out, like, what should I do? Should I pick my feet up? Should I,
I mean,
he's trying
he
to
probably didn't have any trouble going at that point.
maybe he's trying not to make any noise. He's probably got everything down on like DEFCON 4 lockdown, So
Suck it back up.
Anyway,
Anyway.
the situation kind of dissolves, and he waits a little while, and then finishes up, washes his hands, I'm sure, twice, and then he walks out.
Sounds like Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas is a good dude.
Yeah.
And there's nobody inside the store. There's no QT people. There's no customers. No nothing. And he's just like, he's freaked out. He's like, so now he doesn't know if he should walk outside because there could be like a standoff situation.
Yeah.
Maybe there's cops out there with their guns. He doesn't know. So he's like, he's panicked. And he walks outside and there are cops everywhere. And he never found out like what happened, but like all the QT people were out of the store. There were cops like talking to people and stuff. And it was just a whole deal. So he came back and tells me the story. And I'm like,
Never.
man,
Send me to QT.
You should just pooped here. But anyway, so now I'm leery of that QT. And QT is a wonderful temple of commerce. I love
mass
QT.
bathroom. I don't think I would have sat.
It's really
sat
small.
in the mass bathroom.
You think that's what took them down? Their bathroom was too small.
No.
If that's it, then we need to talk to Lola's and be like, hey, you guys are going to have to up your potty game. Like, this is Too restrictive.
Yeah, it is. Theirs is actually kind of small for that giant
It's
place.
so weird too because like the Lolas that we're all used to, the one
Old
over
one.
off of 7th Street, they had a really small bathroom,
Yeah.
and so you would have thought that like, okay, we've got this chance to like build our own place out. What are some things we could improve on? Okay, but let's keep the bathroom exactly the same. Like, let's keep the bathroom really small.
But what if it was strategic?
Why
Keep
though?
it small,
Why? Yeah.
so that people don't pass out and stay in there, or they're found quickly.
I guess probably
could be
it's
right.
probably easier to clean that way. That's true.
But I mean, they're having events out there with 300 to 500 people showing up for these
Oh,
concerts.
yeah.
How are you now? I will say, I went to go see Austin Mead. Are y'all familiar with that one?
I've heard that name before.
Pretty cool dude.
Like I should.
Pretty good group. They did have porta potties for that, and there were probably 400, 500 people there. So,
Wow.
I mean, if they need extra shitters, they just go get them.
They got the porta potties. We know about those, right?
Mm-hmm.
know what
Yeah, we
you're
talked
talking
about them
about.
last
Last
episode.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Porta,
right.
porta, porta potty monsters.
Should have known they'd be coming back.
They're back.
I like that you put the X-Files music behind that.
Yeah,
That
yeah. I
was
made a little clip, and I so the way I do my social media rollouts, I start on TikTok, which is the Fort Worth Roots dumpster fire. Everything and anything goes in there. Now, if it's good enough for Instagram, it gets migrated to Instagram, and then from there, it automatically posts to Facebook. So it all starts on TikTok, and they've got these little bitty GIFs. We went over this
Right,
too
yeah.
last episode.
Mhm.
Anyway, little cartoon characters, and the music. You can use music, and it's got everything. I promise you that we could probably find Jaybirds music on TikTok.
Really?
Probably. It's on Instagram.
It's on Instagram.
Okay,
Yeah.
then definitely. I found Late to the Stations music on TikTok, and they were like, I had posted something. I had their music on. They're like, "How did you do that?" And I'm like, "It's on TikTok." They're like, "What?"
Mhm.
They had no idea. Like
Yeah.
TikTok's just out there robbing people's shit. I don't
Well,
it's so
yeah.
weird.
Well, I think we distribute through DistroKid, which is like an online distribution thing, and they send it to iTunes and Spotify, and they do all these. I mean, it's like 20 different things that they put your music on platform-wise.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know, like I know like 3 of them.
Yeah, you're not sure where all it gets
So,
distributed.
I don't know. That's probably how they get onto social media. with that.
DistroKid is a lot like CD Baby.
Maybe. I mean,
You ever heard of that?
Yeah, I think we use CD Baby for our actual physical copy CDs.
If you give CD Baby any of your music,
yeah.
they will file copyright infringements if I use it in a YouTube video, even if you give me permission.
Really?
Wow.
That's what I've
Well,
run into.
YouTube,
So
so-
anytime I see CD Baby, I'm like, ooh.
Like when,
Oh, no.
Yeah.
well, I don't know. DistroKid might do it too, because when you put your music out through DistroKid, one of the big things is YouTube, and they have this thing you have to read. You know, you've got to admit if you use other people's things, of course, or like even like snips or whatever, and like I don't know.
Speaking of, we finally got one of our songs played on the radio because of the Fort Worth Weekly nomination. It was on 89.3, which I'd never heard of.
I'm not sure I'm familiar with it either.
Yeah,
Still cool. Still
Funny
cool.
guys.
But
They played it like, so they announced it and they tagged us, and that's how we figured out that it was going to be playing through their Facebook page.
they were playing all
And-
5 bands that were nominated.
Yeah, and
How does that work? Like, because you didn't tell them to. that
we
they
didn't
could,
tell them to.
right?
They just
Yeah.
did it. But it's out on Spotify and iTunes. So
Yeah,
if
I'm
it's
sure they
there,
did it.
they I guess have the permission or whatever. I don't know, but
We don't
so
care.
the guy,
Right, they should.
yeah, they said they were playing it between like 10 p.m. and midnight on a Sunday. So we're like, who's up that late?
Yeah.
My brother, who works for Encore, was up listening to it, which I thought was cool. And so, because of like how late it was playing, and it was on a station that we hadn't heard of, which was still super cool. Like, I remember us always talking about like hearing our music on the radio, and it actually like felt a lot cooler than you would think it would, because you're just like,
Yeah.
we're on the radio, somebody's
on
having to
terrestrial
hear
radio.
us,
Yeah.
whether they want to or not. But the,
Yeah, whether they
but
want
the
to or not, we're
DJ
there.
on there, or the, what do they call them? Like the show hosts?
Yeah.
I don't-
DJ,
I
show
don't-
host.
Yeah, I didn't know
I'm
if
not
they're like
sure.
official, but he
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I've never
Disc
heard of these
jockey.
guys before, and I feel like a jackass because he's
Well,
like,
that's-
because they've played around here and I hadn't heard of them yet.
That's kind of like the reaction we've gotten from like at least what we've seen from being nominated is like, who are these guys?
Yeah. No, it's great. And what's
Yeah.
surprising to me is whenever I got the Critics' Choice, I was thinking that I would see a huge spike in my analytics. Like,
Yeah.
ooh, that's a big publication.
Mm-hmm.
It was not nearly as effective for the podcast scene. So I'm glad you guys are getting some attention because it did nothing for Fort Worth Roots.
Well, they're talking about us, but there wasn't a climb in followers or anything.
Oh, okay.
No.
That
So
sucks.
same thing.
Okay.
Hey, if you're listening to this, follow us on social media.
Yeah. Where do they find you?
Instagram at Jaybirds Music.
Jaybirds Music.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really
Just like last time.
Jaybirds Music on Facebook too.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to pat myself on the back too hard, but a lot of the nominations have been on this show. So I'm wondering if everybody's getting their success by being on the Fort Worth Roots podcast.
Dude,
The math is solid.
you are the best.
I got
You-
yep.
You got the trophy up there.
You are the best. I mean, it's right there. It's in print. It's on a trophy.
That's right.
You were also, when we told our kids about us being on the podcast, they were like, what? And they told all their friends. And
Nice.
I was like, y'all need to go follow him. And of course, they're like, we didn't listen to the whole show. And I'm like, well,
You guys kept talking about porta potties, and we're like, okay, we're in.
yeah.
You got
But we advertise through our kids' high school. We're like, put the shirt on, take it to school. Like,
Yeah.
we don't do that. They
No,
willingly
they
wear
like
it. But
I've got a lot of compliments for the shirt you guys gave me.
Yeah?
I've been wearing the hell out of it.
It's comfortable,
people
right?
love it. Yeah.
Like
Is it Canva?
yeah.
Those are my
Yeah.
favorite shirts.
Yeah.
This one's a Canva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All my favorite shirts are Canva.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was this guy in Keller. What is the name of the place?
don't
It's
know.
been
You're
so
the one who
long since we
did
ordered
that.
shirts.
Well, we
And-
did this first run of shirts was like white, but they were like like the shirts you get at like Hobby Lobby, and they weren't very soft.
Yeah.
And my brother has Asperger's, and so he's like, he's very
Couldn't take
sensitive.
it.
Yeah, and he was like, I'm not gonna wear this shirt.
Yeah.
Heirloom.
So
Heirloom
we
is
made
the
sure
name.
to invest in the good shirts because that's what people wear.
Yeah.
So
Well, and I have one more shirt from the event we did, and it's a 3XL. And that's the only reason I still have it. But it's in a package. I have never worn one. I don't know how comfortable they were. And it might have been the worst investment ever because I haven't seen anybody wearing them since the event.
no, no.
Oh, what does it look like?
Have your like logo on the front.
It was a real dopey design, but it was something that I was just trying to get out quick. And anyway, I'm not
Well, I'd
real
wear
happy
one.
about it.
I'd wear one.
They're all gone.
Well, next time you do a run, save two for us because we'll buy them from you.
I was amazed at how fast they went because not only did we have, we fell short of our goal of 100. I was trying to get some more sponsorships so I could afford some more, but I think we had like 80 shirts. And the first 50 people that came in the door at the event they could choose between a shirt or a free beer. And I'm here to tell you, it was free to them. I had to pay for the beers, allegedly. And then Scott, the owner of the Pouring Glory, ended up taking care of my tab.
That's
Oh,
nice.
wow.
Comped it for me, so I ended up not having to pay for that. Thank you, Scott.
Seriously.
Yeah.
But
Way to
yeah,
go.
so we ran through 50 free beers, quote unquote, and then the T-shirts, and then there was a bunch of people that just didn't get either one of those. They still got grab bags. We gave out 100 grab bags, so
Dang.
it was a good event.
Sounds like
those
it.
shirts. I don't know. I didn't get a lot of feedback. I don't know if people liked them, didn't like them.
Sounds like people liked the event though, from what I heard. Sounds
We
like
love
it was
shirts.
a huge
That's
success.
good. Yeah, we had some really talented artists out there. Itchy Richie and the Burning Sensations, Late to the Station,
Yeah.
and then The Gray with Max Hewson.
Nice.
Good bands. Good solid picks.
Very awesome.
There's supposed to be a new venue put up in Saginaw, where we live, called the Saginaw Station, where the old
Station in Saginaw.
fire department building
That'll
is.
be cool.
And if you go to like Saginaw, Texas, and follow them on their Facebook page, they have a little layout of what it's going to to look like. And
Looks
I was
cool.
like, that looks sweet.
They're gonna have food.
Got
Yes.
a Twisted Root burger.
Yeah.
Ever had Twisted Root? So good.
I've heard people talk about it. I don't know that I've
They
had
used
it.
to have one in Roanoke
So
for
good.
a long time, but it's no longer there. I guess they still have a Fort Worth location or something. But that's going to be there, and then Mexican food and barbecue joints.
Mexican?
Mexican food.
Oh my goodness.
And
Su
barbecue.
hablar de español?
No.
Poquito?
No.
Solo inglés?
I'm going to save this show,
No.
y'all. It is
French in high school. to
Taquiera
impress the ladies, so-
Laventana
La Ventana.
and Del Toro.
Nice.
Craft K and Brew.
Caf Cane Brew.
Yeah.
coming to a Saginaw near you.
Yes. I'm so excited.
That's cool that it's at the old fire station.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like it when they repurpose buildings.
Yes.
It's a big thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very excited about it.
I mean, the location for us is great. It's right down the street, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know what else would be great? Let's play some music.
Oh, yeah.
I keep looking at your clock over there, and I'm like, it is not 6:20.
No, that thing's broke. This is the real time.
And I was like, Stephanie's got 10 minutes left. And I've been saying that to myself for the last...
Let me see if she's here. She might be hanging out outside.
Tell her to
waiting
come
for
in.
us to be.
I want to see her. You need to whisper sweet nothings to him now.
To who? The listener?
No, to Andrew.
Oh.
So that he can... It's like a little carrot that he'll get later.
Hey, Andrew, if you're listening to us, to this portion in your editing, thank you for having us on.
We just love you so
We
much.
just love you so much. Welcome, welcome. Love your jacket. For cute. You guys match.
Oh, yeah. A little bit. I brought our box of shirts so that I can see if I have that one for you because I still haven't looked. But we haven't done anything to bring the shirts to, so. We'll
It was glorious.
What is the actress's name from the original Batman?
Ooh.
Who was Catwoman?
Wait, like the
Jesus.
which original? Like
I am
the very-
blanking on
very
her
first
name.
one?
I
think so.
One of the Catwoman's was like Halle Berry or something.
Not that one.
That's far
Older.
too recent. The like the first one.
I think so. Where the penguin.
Oh, okay, I remember.
I can see your face because you
Oh,
look like
too
her
now.
to me.
Oh.
Movies, all Batman movies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Oh, there were a lot.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yes, that's who you look like to me.
Very
I can
quick on
see
the
it in the
draw.
eyes and the mouth.
Wonder if she'd be on the show.
Maybe
You can ask her.
I think so.
You can always try.
we'll tell her to say yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start putting feelers out. We're gonna go for big fish. Big fish.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
like Cheryl.
You had-
you've interviewed the top 5
Maybe he knows
artists
them.
of Fort Worth. so
Well, yeah,
Where's-
and soon to be number one
Where
in
else to
6
go?
different categories.
Shoot, that's
know.
right. You know.
I would cry if we got voted for 6 and not.
We didn't
Well,
win-
nominated
what
for
did
6 and not voted for 1.
they- Oh,
I told you about the conversation I had with Chase Friedman. He's like, I don't want to be nominated for all these spots because everybody is going to be so mad at me.
I know.
Well,
yeah,
there's
1 is
just-
cool. Let
there's
alone.
just so many good bands and musical
Yeah,
artists in
there's
Fort
too
Worth
many.
that like it's just they didn't. I don't know. They missed on a lot.
That's why we need the Lord. Jeffrey Lord
Yeah.
did the Lordies and passed out his own awards
Yeah.
for a lot of different categories that the Fort Worth Weekly missed.
Missed.
Mm.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
at least we got the Lord.
The Lord.
Yep.
Are we doing songs now?
I don't know.
Songs now.
Songs now. All right.
There we go. Okay, everybody's ready.
Everybody's ready? You ready?
I was born ready.
All right. This is a song called. We have 2 bee songs actually. We have Honeybee and Busy Bee. Honeybee is the one that got nominated for Song of the Year. It's still weird that we're in there, but
It's great.
yeah. This song is
deserve
just a sexy little love song.
Sexy little love song.
Yeah, there you go.
Here we go.
Sweet like sugar, baby, I'm your honey bear. The way you shake, shake, shake those leaves, darling, something's in the air. You got me buzzing, climbing your honey tree, sweet like candy. No, baby, just don't sting me, 'cause you're my honeybee. So sweet to me, you're my honeybee. Yeah. Whoa. No. got me all caught up. So baby, I'm a slave to your spell. Ooh, now I can't turn my eyes until I get my fill. Sweet like sugar, forever in this honey trap. Lost forever. No, darling, I ain't turning back. 'Cause you're my honeybee, so sweet to me. You're my honeybee, yeah. Whoa. So sweet to me, little honeybee. Yeah. I'ma build my house under that honey tree. There's no turning back. Yeah, you know where to find me. I'ma build my house.
I'ma build my house
under that honey tree.
under that honey tree.
There's no turning back. Yeah, you know where to find me. Yeah. Oh, you're so sweet to me, my little honeybee. 'Cause you're my honeybee, so sweet to me. You're my honeybee, yeah. Whoa, so sweet, little honeybee. There we go. Where did all those people come from?
Yeah. All right.
I just realized you didn't have headphones in.
No, because I have to wait
Oh yeah.
because we've got this plugged in.
Oh,
Which we got to have that.
Sorry.
We got to. So
All right.
I'm gonna put you on this mic for this song, and I'm gonna take video. It's gonna be
There you
great.
go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Stephanie Daniels has joined us in the studio tonight.
yeah.
Oh, here's the applause.
There
I'm
we
so
go.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
Come on.
All right.
Wearing, by the way, the coolest blazer I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's
Orange
pretty
leopard
dope.
print. That's pretty
Come on over
sweet.
here.
All right. The song we're going to do now is a song called My Boo. So we're working really, really hard to finish our record. It's really hard to do it because we've had a lot of stuff going on. But this is supposed to be the second song that comes out. We were hoping to have it out in October, and if it's not, I'm sorry. But it's kind of a goofy little Halloween-themed, punny, romantic song. Yeah, that's it. Here we go. Yep. All right. All right. 1, 2. Everywhere I go, it's like you're haunting me. And everywhere I turn, it's like suspended belief. Why you would ever love me? Scooby-Doo, watch out, this is a mystery. You're my boo, and I'm in love with you. Ain't nothing that we can do. You're my boo, and I'm in love with you. Yeah. Ooh, 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 ooh. Chills down my spine. Don't ever cut me loose. No thanks to R.L. Stein. You're the adventure I choose. Like a man, it's whisper some kind of loving thing. Scooby-Doo, watch out, I found the girl that I need. Yeah, you're my boo, and I'm in love with you. Ain't nothing that we can do. You're my boo, and I'm in love with you. Yeah. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Scary how I can't stop thinking about how you somehow would love me. Back from the dead, you hold my heart, you're in my head. Why you love me? It's a mystery. It's a mystery. You're my boo, and I'm in love with you. Ain't nothing that we can do. You're my boo, and I'm in love with you. Yeah. Ooh, ooh,
Yeah!
Love
I
it.
almost started cheering too soon. I thought it was over. What do you think?
I loved it.
Yeah.
It's
Great.
like,
Is it a little
Sweet.
overwhelming
It's
the
fun.
first time you get to see two talented musicians this close and personal?
No,
no, not
No?
at all.
Not at all?
It was so scary. Boo.
Hey, ooh, good tie-in. Love it.
For the dad
Awesome.
joke king over here.
That's right.
So you've seen
Wow.
him play with the mic just a little closer to your face. You've seen him play live. You've gotten to see him. Got any questions for him?
This was a new one that you guys wrote?
Yeah. We basically have the album written. We just haven't been able to finish recording it. But we're doing it all in house, and we record drums in our living room and guitars in our bedrooms and vocals in the bedroom, and so it's taken a little while, but yeah, that's the one we're close to being done with. So the first one I think we did last time was Sparks, right? We did it last podcast, and that will be the first single. And then My Boo is hopefully the second one. So,
And then some covers
and we're gonna
try to release some covers.
too.
of Dreams.
Or we're gonna try to release them as singles just to kind of get momentum out there and stuff. Just have stuff out. I feel like we've only had one album out, and we're to be in Fort Worth Weekly. I feel like we need more stuff for people to listen to. So we do covers a lot of like Fleetwood Mac and Tom Petty and the Beatles and stuff. Like when we do play like acoustic shows, or and every now and then we'll sprinkle them into our shows. And she sings Stevie Nicks better than Stevie Nicks. I think I said that last podcast.
The tall order.
Take me. I just think she kills it. So we had her record Dreams and.
Well, what was funny is
Stop
we
Dragging.
recorded Stop Dragging My Heart Around and Dreams, and I thought I did better on Stop Dragging. And then the next day, I was listening to how he just like kind of baseline mixed it, and I was
Yeah.
like, that actually sounds really good.
Dreams sounds so
and I didn't think that I sounded that great on it. And I actually wanted to re-record it, but then I was like, I'm kind of happy with that. And
Yeah.
so,
More Jaybirds originals for the new album.
Do you want us to do another one? Do you want to do Crocodile Tears? No.
no.
So, no, you're definitely not. Let me take this off, though.
JP's like, ask all the questions all the time. Do you remember the last time when y'all like caught stuff and it was
Yeah.
like flying off the table? It was like 2 or 3 things were falling at the same time.
Yeah. It's terrifying.
All right. Let's do Crocodile Tears. Let's challenge ourselves. What is this?
This is
There you go.
all the places that have me in PCO.
It's not on that one.
PCO.
Planning Center Online. It's what we used at our old church for like song organization and setup, and he
just kinda
adopted it for our band too, and it's great because you can keep everything on there. We can book all our shows on there. We could put all of our rehearsals on there.
Churches use it for like planning services and stuff. Like for the band, they'll schedule everybody, and so I just kind of took it and adapted it for our band. And so I put all our shows there and put our set list together, and it's got, yeah. So.
Yeah, it's super organized.
Yeah, so it helps us a lot. But all right, so we're gonna do a new one. This is the first time we've ever played this live. We've been working on doing this.
I was gonna say, you know better than I do.
Yeah, so this is probably one of my favorite new songs we've got coming. It's super.
Gonna make it up as I go.
Yeah.
We won't know the mistakes.
Yeah, this is a. Do you want to do the tell me something part?
No.
No. Okay, we'll skip that part. If you feel like you can do it, so yeah, this is pretty fast moving. So let's see how it goes. If it's bad, just cut it out. You can just cut it out, right? Yeah. He's
like, you guys want to hear a blooper?
Right here. It's like, yeah, we'll run it. All right, here we go. It's called Crocodile Tears. This is written about people who like to fake things for attention. So, yeah. Here we go.
Tell me something, tell me something, tell me something.
See, this isn't what you wanted. Well, how was I supposed to know? You say you're feeling broken hearted. Well, no one's here to watch the show, so cry, 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 cry. Go on and tell all your dreams goodbye. Say what you mean and maybe don't lie. 'Cause crocodile tears, they all run dry. No one understands you. We're doing what we can, boo. Well, it's just the way it goes. When nobody believes you, you know. So cry, 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 cry. Go on and tell all your dreams goodbye. Say what you mean and maybe don't lie. 'Cause crocodile tears, they all run dry. The human race, I've cried a wolf all over this place. It ain't enough for you to plead your case, no.
Tell me something, tell me something, tell me something I don't really know. I'm sorry, I don't know that part.
1, 2, 3, and
it's right there.
Yeah, it's all
My
right.
bad.
Here you go, of course.
So cry, 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 cry. Go on and tell all your dreams goodbye. Say what you mean and maybe don't lie. 'Cause crocodile tears, they all run dry.
Ooh.
I love that.
Yeah, you like it? It sounds really cool full band too, man.
Braden does the tell me something part way better than I do.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Feel like it's cold in here?
Do what?
Or still feel like it's cold in here?
No, it feels great.
It's great. Yeah, no, it's good.
All right. Thank you for playing.
Yeah. Hope you got something good out of all that.
Next round, do you want to play another one? Are you satisfied?
You want to play Busy Bee?
I've got 3 beautiful songs on there, so I'm happy. But if you'd like to play another one,
That's what was funny about that radio station that played our song. They played the one that wasn't even nominated. But when you played us against all the people that were nominated, we were so outside the rings of their style of music. So I think they literally went through and they were like, what matches these other people?
Yeah.
Busy Bee.
Yeah, there was a lot of like super heavy music in there, and
Busy Bee was nominated, wasn't it?
Honeybee.
Honeybee.
See, it's what there's two bee
What if
songs,
they got it mixed up?
and made of either way. Like
He could have.
Busy Bee has like the biggest breakdown part in the middle of it.
Song. It's the B song.
Yeah.
They're all like getting down on stage on the breakdown of the song, and I'm just like, I don't know how to rock out.
You do fine, honey. Do you want us to do that one? Can we do that one? Uh-oh.
Hello, Mom.
Perfect. Now everybody has my mother's phone number. Sure, my mom's phone number.
Sorry, Mom.
And I'm the one that declined it. Good.
Oh, no.
On camera.
Wah, wah.
Oh, no, there's evidence.
Sorry,
She's like, I
Doreen.
knew you hung up the phone when I call. That's my mom. She's been trying to call my phone like the last few days and like incessantly. And one time he hit the decline. I was like, no, because then she knows that you hang up. You just gotta let it ring. And just stare at it.
Now she knows I did it, too.
I know. Tell her.
All right.
Talked about her in this episode.
Yeah.
we did.
She's got to listen.
Yeah.
I don't think she should listen to this.
I showed her the
Talking
demo
about How
video.
grumpy she is and everything.
She's a lovely woman.
She's got one heck of a personality. I'll say that she's got a lot of personality.
Yeah. She'd give you the shirt off her back, but
She gets back on her feet. Let's get her on the show.
yes. Oh my goodness, the things that lady would say. It would actually be very entertaining. I'm sorry. Please go ahead.
No, you're good.
We'll get her and my mom.
Ooh,
Mom is just
You should
to be on
have.
the show.
Battle of the
Have
Mamas.
You done like a Mother's Day podcast? Just saying.
That's a novel idea.
Mother of the bands. What was it like raising these children, these wretched children?
Just comment like
Noisy.
Fort Worth
Getting me
Weekly.
excited. This might be a good idea.
Top 5 moms of 2022 Fort Worth Weekly. Where was that category?
See if we can get the Lord. Cleanest kitchen? Really? Not one of the categories?
Oh, come on.
That would be mine if I'm agitated one day.
Yeah.
Look at that kitchen, spotless.
Yep. Yep. Got to stress you out a little bit if I need anything cleaned.
You're like, what?
I will.
Just pipe in and be like, my kitchen's clean too.
It is.
Do you stress clean?
No, not really.
It's just me. I thought like lots of people do that. It's just me.
I feel like a lot of
Yeah, if people do it. I can do it sometimes if it's like a certain kind of stress. Not as good as you, though.
No, there was
No.
my children when they were growing up. I remember one of them made a comment because like I would go in the room like semi-annually and clean it. Usually when they were at their dad's and they come home, they were like, "Oh my God, where's all my things?" And I was like, "I clean," and they're like, "Why is it so much cleaner when you clean as opposed to when we clean?" And I was like, "Because I actually
'Cause you're
clean.
doing it wrong.
You just my oldest son shoving crap in the closet
Yeah.
in drawers."
Yeah. The only thing,
Under the
the
bed.
only complaint I have when she
Yeah.
does clean, when she cleans our closet, she puts all my stuff up, like, cause we share a closet, right? And my shoes kind of end up on the right side when you walk in, and it's out of the way. It is out of the way.
No.
It's out of the way.
No.
But then she gets a cleaning and she'll put them in these like little. We have like this, what do you call it? Organizer thing, but they're never together, and like.
Okay, no. So in my defense,
Oh, boy.
so there's whoever lived in this house at some point before us decided to put in these makeshift like fancy closet, but it's not big enough to have the kind of shelves that it has. And so you walk in and there's like shelves in front of you. There's a space next to it where great hanging space, no rods. Then there's rods on these two sides, and then there's for all my dresses on the left side. And then on this side, it's drawers, a shoe cabinet,
A corner shelf thing.
and like a
It's
corner.
weird.
Yeah. So he moves in and he just chunks. This man has so many shoes. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
You can
We
edit
go
this
to
out,
his
right?
house. No, do not edit this.
But I won't.
We go to his mom's house and they're like, hey, you got a couple bags up there or whatever in his old room. And he brings down another trash bag full of shoes. I was like, my goodness.
Forgot about all those.
So there's all these shoes in our closet. And because he's taller, I let him have the taller rack because I'm super nice and I'm short. So I take the bottom rack. So my clothes, the top like 6 inches like the bottom 6 inches from the ground up is a pile of his shoes. So yes, they're in the way. And so the last time, like the first couple of times I like paired them up and I stuck them wherever I could put them so he could still find them. So he didn't complain then. And then like one other time I was dressed out from who knows what. And I come in there and I was like, so I just take these shoes and I just start chunking them. No order whatsoever. And he's like, the next time you do that. And I'm like, if you could put your shoes up, I wouldn't do that.
I couldn't find my shoes for work because one was in here and then one was up there and like I just couldn't find them. And they're usually
I was like,
all
this
right
will
there,
show him.
You know, they're usually all in the pile, so I know where they are.
Well, it's one of those like you're gonna teach a lesson.
Right.
Like if I do it really crappy, it's like people folding towels. They fold it incorrectly because they hate folding towels.
She folds towels weird though. You can't fold them.
Well, that's a different story. That's to get them to meet the width of the shelf that they're sitting on.
This
So I
is the
have to fold
marriage
them
portion
weird.
of the podcast, you know.
Everybody goes through this.
We all
These are the
understand.
actual hard days.
Right.
Like you fold the towel wrong, it falls in the toilet. Like this is why we. That's why I do it that way.
Okay.
I tried to be cute with it at first and like roll them up, and I was like, "Oh, that looks pretty." They don't stay that way. I'm like, "What is happening?" And the number of rags that I have dropped into the toilet, grabbing them off the shelf, just like,
And you put them in the laundry, right? You didn't put them back on the.
no, I fold them back up. I put them on your sink. They were already wet, so I figured, why not?
Oh gosh.
I was a busy little bee in the bathroom that day.
Good segue. Good segue. All right. You want to do one more song?
So this is
Yes.
This is Busy Bee. This is the other bee song we have. So
And it's about my wife.
it's about being busy because we're really busy all the time. But it's about not being busy when
There's
you need to
Easter eggs of bees in like almost all of the songs.
No, there's not. It's just two. Come on. All right, here we go. Busy
love
Bee.
you.
Whatever. Here's a romantic song for you guys, people. There we go.
What a busy bee. What happened to me? I can be free, yeah. Of everything that I can't be. What's wrong with me? Why can't I see that I don't need, yeah, all of these responsibilities?
It's like putting shoes up on the closet.
Buzz, buzz, baby. Buzz, buzz for me. I'm on my knees, yeah. Begging, please, come set me free. Captivity, it's killing me. I'm on my knees, yeah. Begging, please, come set me free. A little bit of nothing, a little bit of you. A little bit of nothing in the way that she moves. Busy bee, busy bee. Don't be too busy for me. Trust me, I know free, yeah. Of all of these responsibilities, I'm on my knees. I'm begging, please, until you see, yeah. What you need and what you need is to be free. Little bit of nothing, a little bit of you. Little bit of nothing in the way she moves. Little bit of nothing, a little bit of you. Little bit of nothing in the way she moves. Busy bee, busy bee, busy bee.
All right, that's it.
I love how you end that. You're just like, all right, then. Fine, I just played another song. Hope you guys like it.
No more B songs for people. Like I literally I can't write any more songs with B references in them. Just can't.
It's time for the birds.
That's right. That well, the birds and the bee. Right.
Oh.
There we go.
Maybe we can do
Those
that
Jaybirds
after we.
and the JBs.
It seems kind of predictable, Jaybirds going for a bird thing.
Yeah.
What was the origination of
Of the
Jaybirds' name?
We get that a lot. People think it's just because my name is JP, but it's not. Well, it sort of is. But so originally was because me and my good buddy Braden, who's our lead guitar player, he's awesome. We started writing songs together and recording songs together. And his name is Braden, and my name is JP. And we were like, "What's a cool name that we could name a band?" Jaybirds. So it's kind of just came from JP and Braden smashed together, and they thought it sounded cool. And then it just so happens that majority of the band is named Jays too. Jenna, Josh, JP, Braden, and Connor. So
All just lucky coincidences.
really, yeah.
You could just say, did you see all the J and the B birds? Jaybirds. See Connor? No? Okay.
So I saw the thought process. It was, yeah, it was there.
I was in the right track.
There was a glimmer of hope in your eye when you started that.
I'm sure Connor
It's so good.
appreciates it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Connor, I love you.
So
Sweet boy.
which bandmate have we not talked about yet? Because I don't want y'all to get in trouble this time.
I think we talked about all of them.
Oh yeah, yeah. So Connor's our drummer. He is going to UNT now, I think.
No.
Denton.
He's doing a community college up in Denton.
Yeah, he lives up in Denton. 18. He's awesome, so good. And then there's Josh, our bass player. So Connor's also in Fort Worth Weekly too.
You're right.
Best drummer too.
Yeah.
So vote
Yeah.
for him.
He
folks.
really
He's
is
so
good.
He's so good. Josh is Fort Worth Weekly best bassist, and he's we talked about earlier. Plays goofy-handed, and he's so awesome. And he's quiet like a bass player. So I feel like if he came tonight, he probably wouldn't have said much anyway. I don't know, but he's such a quiet dude. He's so sweet though. Yeah, and then Braden, our guitar player. That's everybody. And then us two,
Did you
Jenna
know-
and JP.
Did you know that there is a hidden category for best tambourine?
Is there? Or did you make this up?
No, there is.
Really?
There is.
You should have commented on their posting.
Comment under the.
Where's the tambourine?
Yeah.
Or the harmonica. What about the harmonica?
Yeah.
There was a lot. There,
Ah.
move that a little closer to your mouth. There was like jazz. Jazz wasn't in there. Right?
Yeah. I think there was a blues artist, like blues and like
okay.
folk.
I
felt
will
like-
say I did actually go in and research a lot of the bands that were there that I had not heard of, so that I could make an educated vote
Yeah.
Yeah.
based off of my own
So
introduction.
you're not voting for Jaybirds, is what you're saying?
Which nobody's gonna do. You went really far out of your way to make sure you did your homework. Nobody else did that.
Well, they should,
They should.
because
You're right.
because
Yes,
there
folks, you
could
should
be
research.
maybe somebody that was like, you know what, there's always people that everybody knows in here. I want to find the ones that people haven't seen. and I want to vote them in. And so there was like a thing of
what a frustrating task though, to try to include every single genre and try to get,
because
the
it was a free
spotlight.
write. Like there wasn't a list to pick from. It
No,
was.
but I mean, it's just there are so many talented musicians.
Yeah.
I mean, in your band alone, I mean, everybody in there is extremely talented, and
For sure.
there's-
And just Fort Worth is just stock full to the brim of talented artists and bands. Like,
Yeah.
just,
Well, let's take this time to really make somebody uncomfortable here. Stephanie, what's your favorite Fort Worth band?
Ooh, that's not fair.
It's not fair, but try to break it down. Try to break it down in a way that is fair and makes sense.
I have
Oh,
no
man.
idea. That's impossible.
Folks, she's giving him the stare right now. Oh, you're good. Nice catch.
Wow, that was almost terrible.
Not this one. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you're good.
Well, we've been going to see a lot of live music lately.
A
How
few.
about some of the recent bands we've gone to see?
Avery Burke and Cutthroat Finches.
Yeah, you saw
These guys?
Joe Savage.
Yes, JP. I didn't.
I mean,
even
they've all been
recognize
really
You
it.
didn't know
good.
that? No.
Yeah, JP's
I
rocking
did
a
notice
Cutthroat
that.
Finches shirt right now.
We're big fans of theirs.
They've got some really good art.
They got some.
Like I was looking
They're-
through their stuff today, putting together Monday's episode, and like there's a whole story there. There's got to be like
I don't know what this shirt means.
there's so
Kind of a
much.
There's a
Snake.
finch
there.
in the middle of it, so I
the
assume
eye. There's an eye and a bird, and then there's a
a snake biting a
falcon.
hand.
And that snake means business too, because
Yeah.
it's drawing blood on that hand.
But the guy is
Seriously.
nicely dressed. You can see his cuff.
Yep.
Like he's and maybe that's a watch. I don't know.
He's a man of means, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna embarrass JP a little bit,
Yes.
but
Yes.
when we first he had heard about, I think you had heard about Cutthroat Finches before we ever played at Mass. And so the very first time we were playing there, every band before us was like, "Oh, there's Sean over there behind the bar, like he always is."
The second time we were there.
It was
Yeah.
the second time, yeah. And so JP loves that band so much, and I was like, "Just go over there and talk to him, introduce yourself." And he's like,
Oh.
"No, I don't want to do that." And I was
Oh, here we
like,
go.
"Come on." So I walked over there and I introduced myself, and I'm sure they think that's weird. It's like famous people are like, "I don't want to talk to a stranger, but I'll be really nice to him." So he was super nice.
Such a nice guy.
He is.
But like JP is not the kind of person that's going to go and chat with somebody unless he just really likes them.
I'm a very quiet fella.
And so he's gotten to the point where he will actually like go up and say hi or whatever when we see him out, and unless they look busy or whatever, and which has been a few times you haven't gone up there, but
No.
yeah, he loves the local music scene,
If
and
anybody's Fort Worth famous, I would say Sean from Cutthroat Finches is.
Absolutely, yeah. And
I
he's
feel
been
like
on the
he's
Fort
like
Worth
the-
Roots podcast too,
Yeah?
so he's famous.
Like he's like the
Obviously.
patron
Like
saint. He's, that's true.
Yeah,
I mean, Fort Worth
Exactly.
Weekly, you know.
yeah, that too.
I feel like he's like the patron saint of rock and roll for Fort Worth, almost.
He's up there.
Yeah.
He's definitely up
Been
there.
around for a while and making such good music with them. So
Monday's episode is about
yeah, it's him.
Cutthroat Finches and Sean Russell. Yeah.
Nice. Look,
And
excited to hear
it is packed full of their music. He did a live performance for us at downtown Cowtown at the Isis Theater,
sweet.
and then he gave me 2 tracks and 2 music videos that I included in Monday's episode.
Awesome.
nice.
So I'm really excited about
They
this.
have.
That's episode 306, right?
306.
Or I'm sorry, 106. Jesus.
106.
He's like, I've done 200
jumped
episodes.
his game.
I'm living in the future.
One every hour.
Yeah.
Next Monday.
I think it's 106. I think that's what
I think
that's going to be.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
well, we had a fourth part of the team show up, and I feel like we're robbing our audience by but like we've made a couple attempts at this, and we just cannot get you to talk.
You picked an unfair question. I'm like, I haven't been out to see that many local bands other than the ones you've had on the show.
Okay, well that's fair.
Brad Thompson, but he's not a band. He's more of a solo act.
Well, Fort Worth Roots doesn't know anything about him yet.
I know, but they will.
Oh,
Ooh.
oh.
Heard it here first, folks. Brad Thompson.
Okay, so you've seen Joe Savage, you've seen, oh crap,
Avery Burke, Cutthroat Finches.
help me out though.
Jaybirds.
We went to down the street,
McFly.
McFly's, and I introduced you to.
Is he a country artist or a solo artist or something? Or?
He is in the band Laredo and another band. Oh, there's the Jaybirds, episode 102. Prolific podcast people.
Who's that?
Clayton Smith. Jesus. I was having issues.
Definitely
there.
shouldn't vote for them in Fort Worth Weekly's Festival. I'm just going to keep
So
saying
you've
that
seen-
over. Slate
You've
is in
seen
there.
Clayton Smith. You've seen Joe
read about that.
Savage. You've seen the Jaybirds. Avery. The pick from those. I don't know. I mean, never mind the Jaybirds sitting right here.
I mean,
She's like,
There's not a-
stop it.
no pressure at all.
I feel like that's probably the best show you've been to because you
No,
had
it
the
has
full
been.
band. We were at
Yeah.
the lake house. It was a fun night.
Good mixture of music.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun night.
And the only band we've seen so far with tambourine.
That's the truth.
The best tambourine.
And I
The
do love
best
tambourine
tambourine.
and the
of
harmonica.
2022. Where are you
Don't
at,
forget
Fort
to
Worth
vote
Weekly?
for that. You know what was that? What was that song? That cover song that we played, and my 9-year-old nephew was there, and he was like,
Oh, the Neil Diamond song, "Sweet Caroline."
"No,
No,
no. It was
he was singing to that.
Weezer or I don't know.
A 9-year-old singing Weezer?
No. He's my 9-year-old nephew, and
One,
he
though. Talking about Rhett, right?
yeah he heard one of the songs, and you said a curse word in it, and like JP like never cusses, and so
No, it was Hash Pipe. By
hash
Weezer.
pipe, and he was like ass wipe,
Yeah,
and Rhett was like.
Rhett is the
JP
sweetest.
said-
He is the sweetest little kid.
Yeah.
You're probably like, well, at least it wasn't a drug reference in my version.
I went straight over and apologized to him afterwards. I was like, I'm so sorry, little buddy.
He thought it was like, because you posted a video of him just like getting onto the song, and
Yeah.
it was so
Yeah.
funny. He's so
Yeah.
cute.
Still got that video?
Yeah, I think we do.
No, he's 9. We can't show it. I don't think that's
I
how
think
that
we
works.
showed it on social media.
It's on Instagram. Yeah,
But he was jamming to "Sweet Caroline."
yeah.
He's doing, the ba 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 out loud with everybody, which is fun. It's always a crowd pleaser.
Yeah, that's what I love about our 9-year-old is in baseball, and he had a game this morning, and the other team was playing like a lot of music in between, like practicing or whatever. Actually, one of them just had so many curse words in it, and every time we were just like, oh my gosh. But it was like hidden just
9-year-olds.
enough in the sound that maybe the kids wouldn't really know what it was. But they're all like boogieing on the.
Yeah. So
What was
On the
the
field.
song? And it was kind of our age bracket. There was a song that got very popular, and I mean they were playing it at schools, at churches, and it was because they had said it in a way that you couldn't really understand the lyrics, but it was a filthy song, and I can't remember.
Are you looking at me because I'm older
That's
and I should know?
Okay, I'm gonna try it. It's something 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 something. Every morning when I wake up.
Oh.
What
Sugar
band was
Ray?
that? Sugar Ray.
Yeah.
And they had a song, and it wasn't that. I don't know if it was that one or another one on the same album,
Yeah.
but it was like
They
the
had some
story
bops
was
back
filthy,
in the day.
and like it was very very popular. It was in like Disney movies and all sorts of shit.
Oh man.
Anyway,
They had some
but-
bangers back in the day though. It was like gel your hair straight up,
Oh
or the
yeah,
puka shells
with your Pacific Sun.
and the wife beater with the
Yeah.
Vans.
Oh gosh, I was such a Hot Topic shopper that I had all the little like I had like a how to dump your boyfriend. That's what I wore in my senior class photo.
Nice.
I
I went into the hot
t-shirt
topic.
and flip flops, jeans.
I don't
I'm a
see any
bad
curse
dresser.
words.
Well, it wasn't so much about the curse words. It was the premise of the song, and I don't think it was that song, but it was that band.
Hanging from the corner of my girlfriend's 4-post bed.
Yeah.
Talking about a halo.
Well,
hanging.
even like I'm a Barbie girl.
Yeah.
That was so popular, and today I listened to it. I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
like we sang it all the time.
Well, and there was the second version where you ad-libbed all of the word.
Mhm.
You know what I'm talking about?
I feel like
Sing
I
it for
do.
us. Stephanie, sing it for us.
No.
What?
I'll tell you the lyrics, but it
Okay.
was like they changed it to "Both my boobs are plastic." Aren't they fantastic?
Oh my god.
Like there was every
I thought that was the song.
no, like all the lyrics were ad-libbed to be worse.
Oh.
which is funny because the meaning of the song was so not
okay.
No.
Well, I mean, it's funny.
I loved it. I sang it all the time.
Very catchy.
People always say like the modern songs they're singing about all sex and all this stuff, but you listen to some oldies stuff like that I listened to on the radio with my parents growing up. I'm like
that one Christmas carol or Christmas song.
Which one?
The duet.
Oh yeah, like it's cold, baby. It's cold outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody, you can't do that anymore in 2022.
Which is ridiculous. I feel like that's ridiculous.
I always felt like it was a creepy song to begin with.
It is creepy, and there's some definite like rapey vibes to it. Like, come on, is tradition worth nothing? I mean, it's
yeah, it's definitely worth that.
I agree. It definitely had some.
There's better Christmas songs out there.
There were some very awful connotations in that song. Yeah,
it's like just let her leave, dude.
Yeah, she's really telling you no,
like she's
my guy.
Seriously. Making us all feel really weird.
But there's a lot of songs like that. I mean, like even in country music, it's like you listen to some of the lyrics and you're like, probably not great.
Yeah.
I mean,
probably shouldn't be drinking and driving down, even if it's a dirt road.
You just let your mom get hit by that train?
Yeah.
My uncle, you just reminded me, he, back in I think it was like the early 90s, he was driving down the road, like in Colorado or something. I think I'm probably butchering the story, but he recorded with an old camcorder in the passenger side of his seat, him driving and mixing like a rum and coke or something, or whiskey and coke. And
legend.
The same guy that, like, whenever he was getting his pilot's license, he flew over Saginaw and like let chickens out just to see if they could fly.
How did that turn out?
Not well. I don't remember because I was so young. It may have been even before I was born.
Because a chicken cannot fly.
Rural Saginaw, like where there's homes
like
and stuff? Or
Saginaw, Maine, where there was the grocery store that used to be Diamonds or something.
Gosh.
And I don't know.
I feel like they would have made the paper or something. Like
we could probably find a story.
Chickens falling out of the
maybe
sky.
I don't know when it was, but I mean,
police department received several complaints today of chickens falling from the sky.
Or somebody's traumatized from being hit by one.
Yep. Pummeling poultry.
Yeah. He did a lot of tons of crazy stuff.
And this is who? Your uncle?
This was my uncle. His name is Larry Flip.
Larry Flip.
2 P's. And he since passed when I was in 6th grade, so like 30 plus years ago. But
been a minute.
Yeah, but crazy guy. Super funny from what I remember. But I'm like, what? He did what?
He's a pilot?
Like, who has this
Is he
video?
pilot for, like, American Airlines or something? Or
No, it was like a private airline pilot. I don't know.
Running around in a little single engine airplane, throwing chickens out. Wow. Hey,
I mean,
how do you like to party?
Early form Chick-fil-A delivery, you know?
Yeah. Uber Eats ain't got nothing on me.
Right.
Skin it yourself.
Back in 1990.
Flip Food Services.
He's ahead of the power curve, man.
He was an innovator early on.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, thank y'all for doing this with me. I feel like that's a great note to end this on.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're welcome.
So, Jaybirds Music on Instagram.
Yeah.
Where else can we find you?
Instagram and Facebook. We're not young enough for TikTok yet.
I got a TikTok.
You do?
I call it the Fort Worth Roots dumpster.
Yeah.
Everything I do
It
goes
scares
on my
me.
TikTok.
It's too quick. It's just too many things.
It's silly. But I would be remiss if I did not point out that I do spend like my last 15 minutes of my waking day on flipping through TikTok.
Oh no. So we
do that with Instagram videos.
Instagram Reels, yeah.
It makes for some interesting nightmares.
That's true.
I'm serious. We've been talking about this all week because like I'll go to sleep after watching TikTok and then I will dream about everything I just watched.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you should stop.
Yeah.
Well, you're the one who like saw somebody break their leg on Instagram Reels or something.
Oh yeah.
Oh, freaking people! Like, it doesn't bother me if I choose to watch it, but
and they sneak them in.
Yeah.
Violated. They're like, "What's this video?" And it was like a weird slow mo, and it's like she's coming down, and her ankle just goes, and just like.
How do we always end up with like bodily injury or like porta potties in our podcast?
That's what your wife's into, man.
Is that what I got into here?
Next time we come on, JP's in a cast.
As long as you keep cleaning my side of the sink, I guess.
I love it. All right, so we're gonna do the Funky
Matching
Five.
shoes.
We haven't done the Funky Five ever on this show, and I'm stealing it from the Funky Panther.
no.
You can find the Funky Panther podcast on all streaming services. They're excellent. They put excellent shows out. Anyway, we're gonna do the Funky Five, and they can sue me later.
Let's go.
That's right.
Let's see if I can muddle through this. All right, favorite Fort Worth restaurant.
Ooh, Italiani's.
Oh, okay. That's off of. I feel like I've been there. It's North Richland Hills.
Precinct line?
Yeah.
So good.
I've been
Never
there.
been.
That definitely the best Italian I've had in the area.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Excellent choice. JP.
Oh my gosh.
Go.
I'm not good at these.
Go
things.
gumbo. That's good too.
You've had your chance, ma'am.
Sorry.
That's right. You can't have almond. Gosh.
I like Wendy's.
I was gonna say, I'm a very simple man.
Sonic.
We eat too much fast food. I would.
It's cheap. It's quick. How can you say no?
Maybe this is. I like breakfast food a lot.
Just don't say a chain. It's got to be a Fort Worth.
No, right? Yeah. So I'd probably say like. I love brunch places. Like, so I would say JR's
Where are they
on
at?
Saginaw, Maine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And people are probably like, it's
been there for ages.
Dude, it's like, it's a hole in the wall, like little joint.
Saginaw Scramble.
Yeah, but it's like that old school, like, you know, old people are probably there playing poker or something, or rummy or something. I don't know. It's like it's a hole in the wall little place, but they've got solid breakfast food for cheap, and it's that
JR's.
Yeah.
JR's Cafe.
And there's no chance that you like it because it's 2 letters, just like your name.
I've never thought. Well, it's probably because it's easy to remember. That's probably why my parents named me that. 'Cause it's easier to remember.
He does write on the napkin. Would you like to change the name of this to JP?
I do not.
Just erase the other part of the R.
Never once. Oh my gosh.
Take some white out.
You know what my son does? Speaking of, every time we go through a drive-through, if I do it through the app and I have him order, I don't know where he does it, but he puts it somewhere in the notes section. Write me a joke, and they will write jokes and put it on the napkins, and we'll get it in our food. And so I started collecting them for a while, and then I quit letting him use my app.
Can you think of like the funniest joke you got back?
No.
It's been a while.
But they've come up with some good ones.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I was like, hey, good sport.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A's got a lot of good ones.
Really?
Yeah.
You know why? Because they're in a good mood. Don't they always seem like they're in a good mood?
Yes.
I mean,
Be
compared
well.
to other fast food places.
My pleasure. That's what it is.
Yeah. Be well.
Yeah. Be well. I don't know.
May the Lord
That's
bless you and
CVS.
keep you. Enjoy your chicken.
Vaya con Dios. All right. Your favorite band, Fort Worth band. Cannot be the Jaybirds. I'm sorry.
I actually really like Good Latimer. We used one of their songs as our first song that we danced to at our wedding.
Yeah. I don't even think you.
I
have you told
really
them that?
enjoy them.
Have you
I don't
told
think
them
we
that?
ever told them. But
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah. If you haven't heard of Good Latimer, you need to check them out. They're
I will.
Very good.
JP. It cannot be the Jaybirds or Good Latimer.
Good. I guess I have to do it because I'm wearing the shirt. But Cutthroat Finches.
Solid choice.
Yeah.
Solid choice.
They're just, you can't go wrong with them. They're so good.
True.
So good.
Favorite drinking spot? Do y'all drink? You've never drank here.
I do. I guess I'm more of a
You
when we
don't
go out to
drink very
shows, I'll have a
much.
drink.
Yeah.
But I was never a fan of getting hungover. But going out and having drinks.
I would. I mean, this is like a cheesy answer, but wherever the best show is.
No, it's not cheesy.
I mean, I think Lola's is really probably the new favorite spot for me. Maybe.
Have you ever gotten food there?
No.
We got food there last time.
Is it good? Do they have like a full kitchen and stuff? Or?
Yeah, I think it's a limited menu, but I mean, so the food was good,
Yeah.
no doubt. But how much? We got a hot dog.
We got a hot dog and mac and cheese
It was like $36
with cheese added to
Whoa.
the hot dog, and with tip it was $36. And
Like each? Like you each
No,
got
no,
a hot dog
like-
and mac and cheese?
No,
you got a hot
one
dog. and
big
you got
hot
mac and
dog.
cheese.
Yeah, we shared.
and then a special mac and cheese.
Is this
and
like
cheese.
a Like a ballpark Frank or like a brat?
It was a good size wiener.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, with lots of stuff on it, avocado and different
I set you up
stuff.
for that one. I should have saw that one.
But they ran
Pasco.
out of everything but hot dogs. They couldn't even make nachos, and it was a little pricey. There was a lot of people turning around and not getting food.
Oh.
Anyway, we will not be getting food there again.
Oh man.
The food was good. Just Jesus Christ. Sorry, no.
I mean,
I didn't come here to eat gourmet food.
Yeah.
I just needed like a sandwich. That's all I
a
needed.
sandwich. Yeah.
What's the next one?
Oh, I want to mention though too. I would say Lowe's, but also a lot of people don't know about this place, but Thompson's Bookstore.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. They just did a remodel.
Have they finished it yet?
I don't know.
'Cause I took her.
I sent a picture. The one room is redone already.
The speakeasy's done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because when we went there, like the cool thing about Thompson's, if you've never been there, is like they've got the street level bar, which is super swanky and cool. But you walk in and there's bookshelves on the left,
Right.
and there's usually a bouncer or
Are
somebody.
you supposed to be telling people this?
Well-
Because what you're about to say next is a secret.
Is it? Is it a secret?
No, it's not.
I mean, they posted. So like that's the whole thing, though. It's like
Okay.
it is kind of a secret.
I'll allow it.
But you go there, and every Friday, I think, or something, they post on Facebook like some kind of riddle or historical thing.
Oh, okay.
And when you go there, if you tell the guy by the bookshelves the answer to the riddle, he'll let you through the bookshelves, through a door in the bookshelves, and goes down into a speakeasy, which is even cooler.
Yeah,
I think
I love it. I love the entire idea. Now, used to you had to buy something from the main bar, and on the ticket or receipt would be the passphrase.
Oh.
And you give the guy at the
That's
bookshelf.
nice.
Yeah.
So is it done?
That's the one room, the speakeasy, the
So they
old
have
cocktail lounge.
They have another one to complete, or what?
So
Well,
did
it was 2 levels. I think it's going to be 3 sections now, from what I read.
is that 2 different rooms, or is that the top one is the now and the bottom was?
No, that's
No,
two
the
different
top
rooms.
is the cocktail lounge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We went to the speakeasy, but when we went there, they were remodeling it, so we just had to go around the back. It wasn't very cool at all.
Yeah, no bookshelf.
Yeah, I had somebody by like a dark alley. to walk by.
Yeah. Those
We still had to give them the password though.
those sidewalk stairs that go down.
Yeah.
Those are a little bit weird.
Sketch.
right?
Super
Yeah,
sketch.
kind of sketchy, but
Yeah, I had to hold her hand the whole way down, or she would have fallen. Fallen.
I think we're missing a category. But I know that one of them is favorite podcast. Can't say Fort Worth Roots, and I know that JP is the podcast listener.
Correct. I was going to say the only other one I've listened to is New Spring Church up in Wichita, Kansas.
You listen to the Funky Town guy.
I did listen to that one. Yeah.
So,
Jeffrey Lord.
But that was just the one. I don't know. I cannot pay attention. Like I'll sing music, but if I'm listening to a podcast in the car, I'll lose my place and then I get frustrated because I'm like, what are they talking about?
I think that's a lot of people. Now there are certain apps that it'll pause, and no matter where you exit, if you close out the app or whatever and you go back in, it'll pick up right where you left off.
Yeah, that's what it did for years.
Yeah.
Because I went and listened to
I think Spotify's like that.
Avery Burke. Went and listened to that one.
Nice and short.
very, very short.
Yeah,
Very nice.
I mean, I have a long drive to work, so.
Yeah.
But then
Sometimes the short ones are nice though. Like I listen to hockey podcasts like all the time throughout the way. I'm a big hockey fan, and so a lot of those podcasts are like every other day, and they're like half an hour, and they're nice to just fit in and get your daily fix.
Right.
That's what she said.
But my job is a lot more boring than hers, so a lot of times I can't focus unless I have a podcast going.
Something
To keep my mind while I'm just doing busy work. You know? So I listen to podcasts almost
There's
daily.
no way I could do that at work.
Yeah.
I get interrupted way too much.
Same.
I can barely. My employees actually will write whatever they just talked to me about. They'll write it on a Post-it and like stick it on my person somewhere.
Okay. I know who you are now, because I have a manager like that. And if I talk to him, I cannot trust that he's going to remember. I have got to write it down because he's got so much going on. He's got an active phone call going. He's got 3 more on hold. He's got his computer open. He's trying to get shit done. I mean, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, that's me. But I'm like, you know what? I interviewed a guy this week for an open position that we have, and I've never had anybody ask me, which I feel like I've interviewed so many people over the last few years, but he was like, how would your employees describe you? I was like,
He asked you that in there?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I was like, well, I think number one, their biggest supporter, very empathetic and forgetful, so forgetful, which was funny because the guy that I interviewed after him, I sent an invite to the conference room, but I didn't invite the guy. And so like he emailed me earlier in the week and he's like, hey, just check in, hadn't heard anything. And I was like, well, that's weird. Like, why would he ask me? It's like I sent him the invite. So I just kept going on. And then,
Supposed to see you in an hour
and then
or
like
so.
the day of, an hour before, he was like, hey, just checking again. Are you still interviewing me today? And I was like,
Oh
why
my
is he
God.
asking? So I go look on the interview invite and I was like, oh my God, I didn't even invite him. So I was like, I am so sorry. This is on me. I was like, if you got a few minutes, you can come down, come see me. Cause he was an internal candidate from somewhere else in the building. And he comes in and he's like not dressed at all for an interview, like super scruffy. And he's super embarrassed cause he was like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, thinking to myself, like, well, I mean, if you thought maybe there was a chance, like, play it safe, just go ahead and show up. But super nice guy. I'm actually having a hard time picking which one I like out of the two.
Oh, I thought you were going to do the big reveal here on the air.
Yeah. Did he get the job?
The
Drum
guy
roll.
that came in first is
Can
an
we tag him?
The guy that came in first is an ex basketball player, and he's
Okay.
like 6'7" or something. And one of my employees, who's a little shorter than me, welcomes him into the space, and she takes him into the conference room, and she's in there talking to him. And so I come walking up, and we're both like just looking up at him. And one of our advisors, who's also the same height as us, walks up, and I was like, I swear there are taller people that work here, because it looked like we were in Santa's workshop.
Land.
Yeah, we were all so short, and he was just like looking down at us. It's like, I'm sorry. Super nice guys. I really don't know which one I'm gonna pick. So.
Well,
Definitely no pressure.
I hope that whenever you figure it out, you tell Fort Worth Roots first,
Yeah,
and
so
we'll
we can-
tag him.
I will. And then he's going to be like, you
The big
stalked
winner
me.
is.
The big guy.
Okay, we didn't get the Fort Worth podcast out of you. What's it going to be?
Oh, for
Sorry.
me?
Yeah.
I mean, I love Fort Worth Roots. You're
Well,
always
that's
fun.
not- no,
I know,
you
I
can't,
can't.
no.
I
That's
can't.
not the one.
Right? But I mean, you've got the trophy to say. I don't know. There's a lot of good ones.
There are.
Like, surprising amount of good podcasts in Fort Worth. But probably the one I've listened to the most, probably the Funky Panther.
Yeah.
These guys are just funny.
Yeah.
And their banter's, sometimes it's if they listen to this, sometimes really chaotic, but it's usually very entertaining. So yeah.
Well, Chad, Tim, and Javier, their personalities absolutely make that show. If they didn't
Yeah.
have a guest on, it would. And there are episodes like that, but
Yeah.
they don't need guests. Just the three of them together is
Yeah.
fun to listen to because
Yeah.
you got some pretty
Going back and forth,
polarized characters there.
Yeah.
It's
They love to
entertaining,
give each
very
other crap
entertaining.
a lot throughout the whole thing. And yeah, it's fun. It's fun to listen to. So yeah. But there are a lot of good ones, and Fort Worth would be my number one. Fort Worth Roots. would
All
be my
right,
number
you
one.
guys made it through the Funky Five and in record time. Congratulations.
Heck yeah.
That's what Chad says after they get done with the thing. So anyway,
You're
all
gonna
right.
get a cease and desist letter after
Yeah,
this
from
episode.
several
I know.
entities, right? Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I was going for. So,
Can't even air this episode, so here we go.
well, we're on our way to Lola's, and I can't remember the band that's playing, but Sean Russell's there, and he's
Okay.
invited us out. So,
Cool.
y'all want to go?
Depends on how tired you want to be tomorrow. Got to get up
Yeah.
for that church in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not
Playing
staying
at
late.
church.
We'll probably be there an hour.
Yeah,
and a half.
you're not a late.
No.
late
You're going to
guy.
spend that whole time trying to find a parking
That's
space.
true. Lola's.
Oh my God! I didn't
That's
even
the
think
one
about
thing
that.
we're talking about the bathrooms, but I think the parking spaces it's not gotten any better because the old place was pretty bad with parking too.
Yeah.
The new place that's
So
they- great
bathroom
venue,
and the parking.
but the parking
They,
spaces.
they kept the bathroom and the parking situation the same.
We had
Yeah.
to park all the way when we went to go see. Who did we go see?
I made him move his car because I'm such a rule follower. I was like, we were going to get towed.
I know.
And he was like, no, we're not. And we saw so many people parking and like walking away. And I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
We got to go.
Yeah. Well, we went to go see Phantom Mellow, Arenda Light, and one other band there. And, we had
that
to
was
park
like
like
2 weekends ago.
no, that was
I don't know.
It was fairly recent, like maybe a month or so ago.
Oh, okay.
Awesome
I
show.
remember,
I think Sean was there too. It's
yeah.
bringing him back around. He's everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had to park it took us like 20 minutes to walk back to the venue.
Yeah. That's most places.
Yeah.
The parking situation is
It
just
was
shit.
bad. It was very bad.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're welcome to be back on the Fort Worth Roots anytime you want.
Oh, thanks,
and
man.
you guys are welcome to come and co-host. Every Saturday, I am putting together interviews like these.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to start trying to find people to come in and kind of co-host.
Sweet.
Guest co-host.
Dude, yeah, let us know.
It's kind of like having two guests at the same time, but not.
Yeah.
It's like a technical loophole,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I'm a genius, basically.
Yeah.
All right.
It's good networking.
Yeah. Let us know. That'd be awesome.
Anything for the Fort Worth Roots listeners before we get out of here?
Do you have the list of things that we check off all those things that we've...
Oh, yeah. Y'all had notes.
had a list
What
of
happened to
notes.
the notes?
We got everything except for the
Yeah.
Magnolia Motor Lounge show in January.
Yeah. So our next two shows, January
December 10th.
December 10th at Lola's with Court Huang, us, Good Latimer, and Brave Little Hal. This is an incredible lineup.
Yeah, that's
it's gonna be awesome. December 10th, Saturday, and then we're playing at Magnolia Motor Lounge, and I'm gonna double check
January
7th. I want to check with my
Question
texts
mark.
with Steve Trome
You
of
go
the
January?
Tromatics.
Yeah. You'll be
Super
playing
cool,
with
dude.
Doc Rock.
It's so
Yeah.
funny because he knows the surgeon that fixed my
Yeah.
wrist.
Sure.
January
he
7th.
wrote some of the books that that surgeon probably learned how to fix your wrist off of.
Yeah.
So cool. He's on my cup.
There it is.
I got them. I got
Tromatics.
you guys. Toasty Bros,
Yeah.
Jaybirds, Killers Tacos.
Man,
so I
that
need
is
more stickers.
a highly customized cup.
I'm trying.
I've got some. I've got a stack.
Hey, if you're willing to part,
Oh,
Do
yeah,
you want
I'll
an
take
Itchy
some.
Richie sticker?
sounds like something I should have.
I think so. All right. Fort Worth Roots. Thank y'all for listening, and we
Yeah.
will see you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.
A huge thank you to our friends Jenna and Jammin' JP and Stephanie Daniels for popping in and helping us close out the episode. Excuse me. Whew. All right. Yeah, these sometimes they get long. If this is your first time listening to a Fort Worth Roots podcast episode, they are not usually this long, but they can. And sometimes they do go very, very long. We have longer versions of some of these episodes on the Patreon app. If you're a supporter of the show and you go for that $9 tier, to help us grow the Fort Worth Roots podcast, then you have an access to the entire back catalog of our unedited and much longer episodes. We have some in there that have gone, I believe, 4.5 hours. That's Tristan Morris and Matthew Broyles. I believe they are the record holders for the longest episode ever recorded on the Fort Worth Roots podcast. Don't forget, folks, time is drawing short on the ballots for the Music Awards 2022. Jaybirds is on there a lot. We talked about this during the show. There's a lot of repeat artists inside these categories. And it's the talk of the town. People are like, what's going on? Why were there so many of the same people in so many of the categories? But that's just kind of how it shook out. So anyway, go vote. Janet and Jam and JP. Jenna and Jam and JP are on a lot of these, so check them out. I think they're bassist and they're drummer, and it's wild. Anyway, you can go to fortworthweekly.com and find it yourself. You can go to the show notes on this and copy and paste. I don't think you can click on links for the descriptions, but copy and paste thing anyway. Or you can go to our Facebook page. I'll put it up there so that you can just click on the Fort Worth Weekly link for the music ballad. Make sure you check it out. Okay, announcements from the top. River Oaks Christmas Parade, that is December 10th, 6 p.m. That's a Saturday. The route will end at City Hall. They're going to be doing a Christmas tree lighting. And then as soon as you get done with that, head over to Lola's and catch the Jaybirds and some other illustrious bands. They're going to be playing Saturday, December 10th. I don't have the time here, but I bet you anything it's like somewhere between 7 and 9 at Lola's. So check that out. They put on a great performance. It's not just beautiful tunes. It's also a really good show. And Lola's is a pretty fair establishment. And I think you can actually vote for your favorite venue, too. I think I did that today. But Lola's is in there. I'm not going to tell you which one I voted for. Lola's. Sorry. But there's other good options, too. Sometimes when you're looking at these categories, you're like, damn, I have to choose between that and that. Tough. Again, big thank you to our listener supporters. Angela Houk has been a Patreon patron supporting the Fort Worth Roots podcast for many months. And just recently we got Stephanie Daniels on there as a Patreon patron supporting the show. Miss Stephanie Daniels, thank you very much. Angela, thank you very much. And you can be a supporter, too, for the show by going to patreon.com. It'll be in the show notes. Type in Fort Worth Roots in the Find Creator search bar, and it'll bring you to our page. You can support the show for as little as $4 a month. That's, come on, that's nothing. And you wouldn't believe how far that goes in getting equipment for us. We've had several supporters over the months, and we're just kind of letting that money stack up there in the Patreon account until it gets to an amount where we can actually buy new equipment. So you can help us get there a little quicker, and we eventually would love to be a listener-supported show. It'd be great. So you can help us get there, and it'll make it possible for us to, of course, get new equipment, build on the studio, and also put on more cool events like what we did out there at Pouring Glory this past September. It was an awesome event, went very well, and now we've got the data that we need to do bigger events with more people. So anyway, that's enough panhandling out of me, and let me just remind you that we just appreciate you listening to the show. You don't have to give us $1. It will help with the monetary needs that we need for the show, but you downloading an episode, streaming an episode, commenting on posts on our Facebook page or Instagram. That's other ways that you can support the show, and we truly appreciate it. It helps the algorithms and makes it possible for us to reach a broader audience. So thank you. Sponsors, Roofing Solutions by Darren Houk. You can go to roofingsolutionshouk.com or get them on the phone at 817-882-6520. All this stuff is in the show notes. Darren is offering you a 50% off roofing tune-up. Just give him a call. Tell him you heard about it on the Fort Worth Roots podcast, and he's going to take care of you like he would anybody else in our community. They have a sterling reputation. You can look that up yourself and find out what I'm talking about. But we had a goal when we started taking on sponsors. We wanted to make sure that we had great people with sterling reputations that we could match you up with. We didn't want to just have anybody sponsor us. So, and Darren and Roofing Solutions by Darren Houk lives up to that standard. So these are the people you want to trust whenever you're repairing or getting a new roof to go on your most expensive possession that you have, your home. All right, that's Roofing Solutions by Darren Houk. Go to roofingsolutionshouk.com or 817-882-6520. Our friends over at woodpostmetalworks.com are busy pumping out light steel fabrication products, plasma engraving, things like that. You just got to go see what they got going on their website at woodpostmetalworks.com, and whenever you get ready to buy one of these awesome products that are going to make you the talk of the family table at Christmas. You have a family table, right? I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, whenever you get the most awesome gift that you could possibly buy from a local manufacturer like Wood Post Metalworks. Anyway, Podcast 817 will get you 10% off at checkout. You'll just use code Podcast 817 to get that 10% off. Check them out. woodpostmetalworks.com. HoukWalker Originals. HoukWalker.com is where you go to find these folks and all of their interesting and beautiful and very unique gift ideas. They have a laser engraver, and they do a lot of woodworking. All sorts of really cool custom gift ideas. Christmas is coming up. These are two of the people that you're going to want to check out whenever you're filling up those wish lists for your Christmas gifts. HoukWalker Originals is at HoukWalker.com. And thank you to our sponsors. You guys are helping us make sure that we keep the Fort Worth Roots podcast moving forward. So thank you. If you've listened to the last 3 episodes, you know I've got a friend. His name is Adam, and he has a 325 area code phone number. Don't let that fool you, though. He's a local guy, and he's been doing Christmas lights residentially and commercial here in DFW for several years now. He's great at what he does quality work, and has all the connections to get you the best product. And time is running out. it's getting to that point where you're going to have a hell of a time trying to find yourself a Christmas light installer, especially one that has a good reputation and knows what he's doing. So Adam is actually not a sponsor of the show, and it would absolutely blow his mind if you call him and even just get a quote. Tell him you heard about him on the Fort Worth Roots podcast, and then give him a minute to collect himself, pull his jaw back off the floor, and then tell you what he's got going on. You can reach him at 325-232-4183. Adam is not a sponsor of the show, but if you call him and tell him you heard about him on the Fort Worth Roots podcast and you think you deserve a discount, he might also do that too. So no promises, but check it out. Anyway, either way, you're still going to get the job done, and it's going to look good. Quality stuff. 325-232-4183. Holler at Adam. You can follow our friends on Jaybird at Jaybirds Music on Instagram. They're very active. Not only do they gig and do shows all the time, but they're really good about keeping up with their social media. So check them out, Jaybirds Music on Instagram. And all that stuff will be in the show notes. I don't think I have anything else. Thank y'all for listening this week. And all right, I thought of one last thing. Do me a favor. You're a super fan. You listen all the way to the end of these episodes. Go ahead and subscribe to us on whatever channel that you're listening to us on, whether it's Podbean, Amazon Podcast, Apple Podcast, whatever. Go ahead and subscribe to us. And if it's got an option for an automatic download, click that thing. That way it's ready for you whenever you want to listen to it. You don't have to put up with any kind of download time. And you won't need an internet connection either. So you can listen to it on an aeroplane with it on aeroplane mode. All right, folks, that's enough out of me. Thank y'all for being here, and I will see you next week. Peace.